Seattle Day 2. So that's... I don't know, I'm so confused about the timeline in this game. Ellie and Dina have been exploring for what? Weeks? I hear voices. Oh, radio static. Okay. So it's been 3 years. Ellie's a lot older now. She's older by 10 years. This game's really heavy on consequence, huh? Which I like. Kind of makes you feel crappy that Joel ran around killing all those people in the first game. I think people got incredibly salty they didn't get the happy-go-lucky Joel and Ellie adventure. But he's still represented with all the flashbacks, etc. Says Ray Nice, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I got some people in the chat that are sort of like apologists for this game. I got others that are, that hated it for the reasons that you see in the media a lot. Other ones are, have their own reasons for disliking it. I like to see all the criticism in the chat, one way or the other. I think that I've argued in the past, I think that killing Joel early on was a really good idea. That's probably what they probably had to do, right? Because I think that, of course, you want a happy-go-lucky Joel adventure with Ellie, right? Because you've spent the whole first game. It's a very dark game. The ending was relatively, I shouldn't say the ending, but the, let's say the climax or the pre-climax was pretty warm, all things considered. It was sort of like an emotional relief. We see Joel and Ellie kind of come together finally and have that relationship that's a little more friendly toward each other. But it is The Last of Us, dude. It's a dark franchise. I think that, I don't know. It seems to me like the obvious thing to do would be to kill Joel. You kind of feel like you have to kill Joel. That's how you would advance the series at that point. But maybe those that disagree for all kinds of reasons I'm sure are great. There's one really cool gameplay thing about this game I like, but can't say till you are way later in the game. Thank you, Panda. I'll look forward to it then. Gone for weeks, but exploring over a few days, is Tyler. Okay, so we've been just basically journeying a long way on foot. Now we're finally doing the exploring. That likes Theater Panda? It's pretty cool. You get them files earlier with somewhat main characters in them, says Tyler. Yeah, I guess, I've got the impression that some of these guys are pretty much, pretty important, these characters. But also that they're sort of, optional to, give a fuck about. Right now, all I care about is Dina and Ellie surviving. I like them. We gotta get revenge, right? We gotta see what goes on, what happens with Abby. That's really all I give a fuck about. I don't really give a fuck about all these other characters, all the different Fedra and WLF characters we're kind of getting introduced to, the Scars. According to my friend Shiva Jones, earlier he said this game's plot was to him a bit overly ambitious, and he kind of teased that I'm still very early in the game. No spoilers, please, guys, aside from that. And so perhaps I will find that these guys are really they're really kind of sold more as main characters than I expect them to be. But I'm kind of, enjoying the story for what it seems to be right now, which is just a typical revenge story. It doesn't seem to be too deep or anything. Too nuanced. MGS dealt with consequences better, huh? I had a choice to not kill people before my encounter with the Sorrow, but I slaughtered them. There was a price to pay, and that sticks with me to this day. A big part of why the concept of consequences annoys me in this game. I've heard that before, Shiva Jones. You're not the first guy to tell me that. Right, this game's, I've got spoilers in it before, guys. When the game first came out, I watched all the reviews and got a lot of spoilers that way. So I have a good sense of the overall trajectory of the game, but not the minutia, not the actual details. That said, there are those that argue that this game's theme of the perils of violence and anger and how important it is to forgive, all that stuff, is sort of disingenuous when the game itself is using those things literally as a way to sell the game. It's, you have to examine the game as a literally a capitalist endeavor. It is a AAA video game. It just come out. The whole point was to sell 10 billion copies, and to sell those copies based on the fact that it's a dark, violent, angry story. So then to come out and say, "Hey, these things are all bad," it seems kind of maybe a little bit unfair, maybe a little bit again disingenuous. Right, especially in a game like Shiva Jones says, where you can't choose an option that's less violent. Right, the game forces you to do it. And again, a lot of us enjoy it. I mean, we enjoy violent games, of course. And so it just seems sort of like a weird take to go in, perhaps a weird direction to go in. Good night, Ginseng. Have a good rest, my friend. Cool answer. I had a ton of fun with the first one, but honestly, I never examined the game closely. I kind of don't want to examine it because I feel like it'll slow the experience of Coolian. Huh? Well, then don't, dude. I get the impression from a lot of people that really loved this franchise. Let me put it this way, guys. And I think somebody in my chat put it really well a few nights ago, which is that sometimes, man, you work a 40-hour-a-week job. You come home on the weekend. You want to plunk down on a couch and just fucking play a game and not have to worry about, you know, all the small details. You don't got to sit there and worry about how am I going to survive this? How am I going to, you know, choose my gun? How am I going to do this and that, right? Like, maybe there's a place in the market, clearly there is, for a game that is, you know, less impact, like a lower impact gameplay experience. And if you play this game and you loved it because it's just kind of a fun little story and you're watching it play out, it's like a movie, and you're playing sometimes and the gameplay is not that demanding, then that's whatever, dude. You know, you love it because that's what it is. That's cool. And maybe you're right, cool. And maybe you did sit there and go, is this really a great game? Is it going to stand the test of time? You know, how does it stack up against, you know, the classics in the genre? You might find yourself disappointed. But that doesn't mean that, you know, your enjoyment of it is any less valid. It just means that it hits a spot for you at the time, right? It's kind of like a fucking popcorn movie, right? I mean, a lot of films you go out and watch, guys, they're fun as hell to go out and watch. I mean, are they great films, like all-time greats? Probably not. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't a great night to have with your friends, you know, eating popcorn and shooting the shit and watching shit blow up. That's cool in its own way. Where's Dina? Oh, my God. You're right about that, Dix. Yeah, Steve's worth at least 10 men. Probably the strongest 10 men, too, to be honest. Dude, people leaving. We're trying to raid a 10 men, and it's rough, says Steve, huh? People are jumping ship from World of Warcraft. They're playing other games now. Steve, fucking get into FF14 with all the guys. I think you mentioned you've been kind of dipping your toe into it. I didn't know about how that ties into the sorrow until after I already beat the game, though. And I didn't know those are the people I killed. Yeah, that's true. I was the same way, Mystic Panda. I learned that, you know, in a strategy guide or whatever. It was known culturally. It's a big game culturally speaking. We all talk about the game all the time. Rightfully so. It's a fucking classic. But yeah, I'm a pretty dumb dude. I didn't really understand that they represented the guys I had killed, and if I had killed less, I would say, I don't know. I think it's fair to say it's an Easter egg. I don't think that Shiva Jones' experience is necessarily representative. Like, the game never comes out and really says that. I mean, I think the game does say, these are all the guys you killed. Right? Like, these are all the guys you killed. But think about Hideo Kojima games. They always have those little Easter eggs, right? Those really, like, insane details. I think it's fair to not understand the first time through, especially, that those are literally the guys that you killed. Like, what game would do that? What game would fucking do that? Aside from a Metal Gear Solid game. Fucker's out here pushing a game he played all of one times his dicks, huh? I'm pushing a game? Oh, you mean FF14, yeah. Let's see here. But, like, we're trying to not leave loose ends in WoW. Steve, it's going to always be loose ends, dude, in everything you do in life. There is no closure. That's a myth. Can we agree that the scariest thing ever is turning off the lights while running to your room's ICU? That's pretty scary, dog. But you guys know me, I'm kind of scared of the dark. That's a little bit of Vencabot trivia for you guys. I have a fear of the dark. You're about 1/3 of the way through Stormblood, says Steve. So you're trying to finish Stormblood, huh? Then you're going to quit? I don't know, Steve. I think you're addicted, dog. Well, you couldn't stop if you wanted to. Dix, delete the characters? Don't do that, Steve. That's a little bit overkill, I feel like. Don't listen to Dix. So Dina is probably on the radio. Happy radio. Happy radio. Dina. Dina. Where you at, girl? How we gonna kill this baby? Dina. How we gonna kill this baby? Hello? I'm supposed to sneak through there, huh? You guys hear Dina like she's throwing up or something? Damn. She's mad pregnant.
Hey. How hot do I look right now? Pretty hot.
Honestly, pretty hot. I remember as a kid, my parents would leave hymns and shit playing over a little radio as white noise in the living room. I was fine with the dark, but shit would stutter as soon as I turned out my lights. Oh, for real, Dix? Oh my god.
This guy, Owen, he went AWOL.
Damn. Fucking, this is why she's my waifu, dude. She's here getting shit accomplished while I'm out here taking a nappy nap.
Maybe. What about her? Nothing.
Fucking Abby. Fucking Abby.
So, the numbers are locations.
Oh, she listened to the radio?
TV station we were at? That's 6. There's a lot of chatter coming out of 2, so I'm assuming that's their home base.
I kind of feel like, narratively speaking, I really believe Dina and Ellie as being partners in this adventure more than I do in almost any game I've played in my life.
That helps.
Look. Last night was
I really like how Dina's pretty capable.
stupid.
I like how they both rely on each other, both in terms of the actual gameplay. Well, more so, like not really in gameplay. Dina don't really rely on me that much in gameplay, but I rely on her in gameplay. But narratively, there's a lot going on in terms of, you know, a back and forth. It's not just one-sided.
Lone male trespasser. Armed.
Lone male trespasser?
Tommy, where's 14?
Not 100% sure.
Okay, then guess.
She's too pregnant to be much of a help now, though.
12's all the way over here.
Look how exhausted she seems.
Somewhere in this neighborhood?
Hillcrest.
She's carrying a baby right now, guys.
Okay.
But we gotta get her to miscarry this baby. This baby ain't the truth. In general, guys, babies ain't the truth.
Dina?
Yeah. Not good.
How are we finding water to drink and shit?
I'll go get him.
Oh my...
You keep tracking them, okay?
Oh, you're giving me my spotter now?
Yeah, okay. Wait,
Can we smooch first?
give me your hand.
No goodbye kiss, dude? Might not even see each other again.
I don't believe in luck.
I do.
Not to say, dude. Let me see here. I'm sure if you don't, if you put all my lore drops together, you'd have a better story than this game, says Dix, huh? Damn. They're probably right, though. Last of Us Part 2, a story about revenge. Gun go brrr. More like knife go. You hear that a lot more often. Dina's pregnant, Robib. Find out that Dina's pregnant. Turns out that Ellie has really powerful seed.
Hillcrest. Is this the right place?
Doesn't even need a dick, dude. Uh-oh.
Definitely the right place.
Alright, I gotta go fucking save Tommy, dude. Hillcrest, one of the funnest part of the games is Tyler, huh?
Shit.
I'll be the judge of that. That's what I would add to this. You just gave me the idea, says Mr. Panda, huh? Like a smooching mechanic? I don't know, Ellie seems like a pretty dick to me, huh? Like a pretty dick to me, maybe pretty much like a dick, or... So we got some, you know, wide linearity here. I can choose which way I go. Probably gonna be able to find some resources. I've already got full of resources, though, is the thing. I want to find stuff anyway, because I'm compelled to explore any game that I play. It's kind of a drag that, can I go down there? I can. Okay. Not far, though. A pretty big dick, gotcha. I'm sorry, Dix, yeah. Sounds like a pretty terrifying memory, dude. They left Hems playing, huh? That's white noise. Even that sounds a little bit like, I'm not sure I'm down for that, personally. Anytime I can throw knives, I'm happy. And yeah, Ellie kind of is a dick. Couldn't you throw knives in the first game? I almost feel like you could. I almost feel like you could. Maybe I'm imagining it. There's a trading card in there. How do I get inside, though? There we go. She's pregnant, I see you. Are you gonna fucking peace out on her? She's kind of like a liability right now in the zombie apocalypse. How do I reach it? Here we go. I gotta find the right spot. Oh, I have to be further back. Yeah, that makes sense. Can't be too close to grab it. You gotta be a little further back. I love throwing knives as J-Bomb, huh? I really want to stab that guy, but he's all the way across the room. I have very rarely in a video game been satisfied with a knife throwing mechanic. I usually find them to be too unreliable, I guess. I'm a terrible shot, though. I'm terrible at aiming is the thing. So, I mean, I've always wanted to play a game that I really could feel like I enjoy the knife throwing in, but it's kind of rare. This and Death Stranding, different graphical styles, but I would say their quality is equal to Shiva Jones. Well, that's interesting, Shiva Jones. That's definitely a hot take. I never played the Death Stranding. I kind of want to try it. I kind of feel like I might discover the gameplay is more dense than people say. Oh my god, right? Because I think that gameplay density is a pretty abstract concept. From what I've seen of the game, it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe I'm totally off base, but it seems like there's a lot going on in terms of like balancing your load and stuff. I've always said that if you have a game about walking, you should make walking interesting. Right? I think that for you to say that a game is boring because it's all about walking, I think that's not really fair. I think there's probably ways you could make walking interesting. And that being said, from what I've seen of Death Stranding, it seems like they do their best to make walking like a mechanic. And I don't know, it seems like the kind of game that maybe I could enjoy walking a long distance in, but maybe I'm totally wrong about that. I've never played it. Probably a good game to examine as a case study, says X+. I actually avoided it after watching some footage, just my personal preference. You think it looks too boring, X+? Like, I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. I didn't buy it mostly because I don't play games that are new. I play games that are old because they're cheaper. I'm broke as fuck. But I kind of expected that one day I would play Death Stranding. And I kind of feel like, I'm not sure it's be the right fit for I've heard it's very cathartic. And games that are very cathartic are not great for the stream, I find. Games that are like really like, repetitive and low key, they can be fun to play in your personal life. As a streamer, they're oftentimes not the best. And so, although the first trailers I saw made it appear deceptively dense in the gameplay, I've heard people that love it say that it's really relaxing, just go for a long walk, and it's very quiet. And I'm like, ugh, that sounds like a game I wouldn't want to stream. But maybe I'd be wrong. I kind of want to try it at least. I love Hideo Kojima. So J-Bomb says here, you might like this. I played Uncharted as a catch these hands run, almost beat a 1 and 2 melee only. Yeah, and then he quit after that, and unfortunately after that the games got way more melee-centric. He's like, man, doing melee is too fucking unrewarding in Uncharted 1 and 2. Then he watched me play 3, and I was like, oh man, I missed out on the best punching game. Yeah, 3 and 4 were very much punching-centric. Can you see your voice nerds now? Walking, a thing in life where you can enjoy the little things in life, says ICU. Walking is great in real life. Walking is something you have to think about, says Shiva Jones. Yeah, I think that, it's very easy to say as a, from a casual perspective, that it's boring as fuck because all you do is walk in it. But I think that, you might find that anything can be interesting in a game if there's effort put forward into designing it mechanically such that it's interesting. Like for instance, I always think about this, right, guys? In a classical JRPG, there's a lot of combat. But the combat is an abstraction. It's not actual combat. It's just a bunch of math, right? Like the combat could be anything. Like it could be fucking cooking, car repair, hacking. The actual combat is actually, the way it's represented graphically is meaningless, except that it ties into the game's themes, the narrative, etc. Right? So if you enjoy playing a JRPG, a lot of the times it's not really because it's so violent necessarily. It's because you enjoy the way these mechanics are sort of interwoven. And if you can take that same abstraction and apply it to like a walking game where all you do is walk and deliver packages, then it's whatever to me, dude. As long as it's interesting, right? I guess my point is the abstraction doesn't really matter.
Huh.
Or maybe not as much as you would think. How about that? Boris Legasov. Excellent at archery, huh? We should watch out for this guy. I felt like it didn't offer what I was looking for, huh? I also have a terribly huge backlog. Yeah. Kind of same situation as me, right? X+. In my case, I've got so many games I want to play and games that are cheaper to play that it's kind of hard to sell me on a game that's full priced. Any game, let alone a game where it's notoriously divisive. This thing is shiny. Is it like a manual? It looks kind of manual-esque. No, it's just a cool picture.
Huh. It's pretty good.
Happy birthday, Dad. The best clicker killer in the whole QZ. Aw. KG says, whoa, huh? Dice rolls. Rolling dice, KG. Yeah, my point is that it's kind of interesting to imagine that everything you do in a game is an abstraction. They're not like real life. The mechanics are just mechanics. Everything on top is just graphics. It helps that you sort of use your imagination to create a world out of these abstract mechanics. But the gameplay is, to me, something separate from the abstraction of the world itself. So to say that a game is necessarily boring because all you do is walk in it, I don't buy that. Right? I think you could find a way to make walking interesting and fun. Not saying it would be easy, but doable, perhaps. I think the most emotional response I've had playing a game was Death Stranding, says Earl Bibon. So you played it as well. So we got a couple of Death Stranding lovers in the chat here. I got a lot of nuts, right? Just like in real life. Let's see if I can do something with them. I actually don't have that many nuts. Fuck it then. I don't give a fuck, honestly. Okay. Cool, cool. I watched a long play of Death Stranding rather than playing it, which I'm sure changes the experience, but the story was not for me, says Cool Hand, huh? Will you play Metal Gear Solid, Cool Hand? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. That door opening made me kind of nervous. Oh, that's the locked door, okay. I haven't played them Cool Hand, okay. I wonder if you would enjoy them. Because their stories are notoriously, you know, they go from being, let's just say they're very absurd. They're very absurd. I think it is kind of Hideo Kojima's style. He sort of leans into a certain amount of absurdity. I think that they're definitely pretty interesting that way. I kind of like absurd stuff, though. It's kind of challenging, I feel like, in terms of, you know, your expectations. And maybe that's what you didn't like about it. I haven't watched no gameplay of Death Stranding at all, guys. I have no clue what the story's about. So when Cool Hand says he doesn't like the story of it, I don't know necessarily what he means, and I wouldn't want to know without playing it myself. That said, I'm sure there's definitely a certain amount of impenetrableness to it. I've watched some Death Stranding streams, a good amount of rage, laughter. He's trying to sell me on streaming this game. I probably will, to be honest. In due time, once I get a really good sale for it. And once I have some time, dude. Our schedule here is so dense, guys. Because I'm new here, I stream 5 nights a week. You think that'd be enough time to play all the games, but it's really not. We play a lot of games here. And I wish I had fucking, 12 days a week to stream so you could play all the games I want to play, but it's tough. There's so many great games out there, or games that I'm curious about. If they're not great, then I'm still curious about them. I'm full on skizzers? Oh my god. How's my melee weapon looking then? Is it upgraded? Do I have one? I don't even have one, do I? I do have a machete, and it's already fucking maxed out. Fuck. Maybe I should, Dix. I just stream all the time. Don't even stop. You guys come by for that? You guys watch for that? Would you guys stay up with me? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, forever? From starting now? If you guys are down, we can fucking do it. Just become a VTuber, new career, says X+, huh? Get like a little Vencabot avatar in the lower left corner of the screen. That way I can sit here like this. Oh, okay, guys. We're almost done with Kingdom Hearts 3. But the voice changer can make me sound really excited, and the avatar on the screen is all like bouncing around, even though I've been up for 24 hours. He gets a plate of nachos as his avatar? J-Bomb, I'm trying to make you guys fucking jizz. Trying to keep you guys entertained. Flip for me. 100,000 subs? I hope so. Would VTuber have cat ears or whiskers, huh? I say, why not both? So we heard some gunshots over there. I'm still exploring in this wide linear environment and hoping to find something cool. So far, I have found nothing cool. But I'm not sure what I'm hoping to find, man. Like, this game really sort of, like, the rewards that it has to give you mechanically are sort of, at this point, not that interesting. I mean, I've never really used the items, like the actual equipment, like the bombs and stuff. So all the alcohol and rags in the world won't excite me. So it's like, what can I find? Trading cards and manuals, really. But my inner explorer just cannot let it go. I have to look at everything, just make sure I've seen everything. That really is my number one motivator in any game, is exploring. I love looking around at shit. Wouldn't mind finding, a zombie to kill or something. That really is the reward I need, right? That's the reward I'm looking for. I'm looking for a gameplay reward. I want to go into a building and have something happen. I think that's my fantasy. Maybe to follow Andre Lima. I'm sorry, J-Bomb. Dude, if you were playing, dog, you would get way more use out of the bombs than I am. But for me, it's whatever. So they're teasing me. I can get over there somehow, huh? I gotta find a way in. I love that. I love that. That's tickles my, my little gamer boner. They tease me with somewhere I want to go. I gotta find a way to get there. That's exactly what I want from my game. You gotta use them boys, says Panda, huh? When you get a certain arrow upgrade, oh my god, killing people with those are hilarious. So passively savage is cool, huh? The quips are why I'm here, huh? The quippy quips. Good night, KG. Sleep well, dog. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for the resub. It's a pretty cool evening, man. Only cool from having you here. even if only as a cameo. Okay. I think that more than any game I've ever played, this game does a really excellent job of conveying a post-apocalyptic modern world. Right? I really do believe these environments are just rotted out. And that's cool. That is cool. But again, I would have liked it more for open world, honestly. That'd just be so dope to explore a world like that. And again, climbing on stuff, platforming, killing zombies, fighting, various cults and organizations, finding treasure, slitting throats, just kind of finding my way around, finding all the pieces of the Triforce, theoretically speaking, as an abstraction. I need 2 more canisters of gas. If I can get 2 more canisters of gas, I can open up the next area, right? Just give me more of that shit. But that's not what they're going for, I guess. The way they portrayed a decaying city is probably the highlight of the game since X+, huh? They deserve a raise. Yeah, it's really Naughty Dog's specialty, right? It's, the graphical delivery. This game definitely accomplishes that. But I kind of feel like that same wonder I feel from seeing these decaying buildings could have been capitalized onto the gameplay by making it open world. Sleep well, Remy. Have a good night. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Guys, tomorrow is Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. It's going to be a tournament on this channel. Next level battle circuit. If you guys are playing Virtua Fighter on PS4, come play with us. If you're beginners, come play with us anyway. Never played VF before in your life, come play with us anyway. It's a really fun game, easy to pick up. Just a good time with the guys. No money to enter. On Friday, though, guys, it's going to be pizza and a movie. We're watching 3 noir films on this channel. Public domain, no copyright concerns, don't sweat it. Come by and watch the movies, crack some jokes, enjoy the films, check out the fashion, eat some food. It's always a good time. What reminds you, Remy? What reminds you? This is how you remind me of what I really am. Bare your fangs. We saw this before. Okay, let's flip it, though. Okay, we already saw one of these. That's weird. I saw you playing Tekken. I did play Tekken, Remy. Yeah, I did. I played it for like 5 or 6 episodes. Right now we're on episode 2. So that will be going live once a week for the remainder probably of this month. Why did I stop? For dorky reasons, I mean, that you might not find interesting at all, honestly. I felt to me like the game's balance was very much centered around like guessing games, more so than I would normally like in a fighting game. At least at an intermediate level of play. I've heard that at a higher level of play, I'm sure there's much more like nuance. But personally, I couldn't get into it in terms of like the thought process of the game. But if you're into it for the way that it looks, or the characters, or doing the dolly dress up, then yeah, definitely check it out. It's pretty cool in that respect. But for me, I kind of stopped playing. I didn't really like the game flow, I guess you could say. Not so much our button match dream come true, Remy. More like I felt as though the game boiled down to like rock, paper, scissors a lot. And in online play, especially. If you want to try it, you can get it cheap and play like 1-player mode, and you can unlock clothing and customize your characters and try some cool stuff. I mean, it's a very demanding game execution-wise, Remy. It's a very precise button presses are required. It's kind of a drag. I mean, button mash is not going to get you far in that game. Probably have better luck in Virtua Fighter, to be honest. That all being said, yeah, it didn't really appeal to me in terms of like the game flow. I might find that I could probably get into it over time if I were less impatient with it. But yeah, I didn't really end up liking it the way I wish I did. I loved Tekken growing up, but I found that playing it online was kind of a drag. I didn't feel like it was very intelligent. It's not like you to say sorry. That line never related to me as a Canadian, says J-Bomb. Wow. But you're right. I can totally understand that. Hey, Rags. Nice. I love Rags. Honestly, if you want to play like a game that's easy to get into, I recommend Virtua Fighter. It's a really, really, really easy fighting game. That was my first fighting game that I played competitively. And it's very easy to execute stuff. Like you can get your commands come out very easily, your moves and stuff. Very easy to understand the rules of it, to be competitive, and to kind of learn how to fight other human beings. It's got good graphics-ish compared to, other modern fighting games. And it was free for a long time, but unfortunately now it's no longer free. Yeah, good idea, Remy. VF is not on PC anyway, but Tekken is on PC. That's why I'm playing on the YouTube videos, is the PC version. Tekken is prettier, Remy, you're right. It's a pretty pretty game. And I played Tekken for a very long time, Remy, as a kid. Casually, one-player mode, just for fun. And I fucking love that franchise. And if you have never played Tekken, you might find you enjoy that same way. Without having to, go online and fight people and otherwise get competitive about it. It's still a very fun game. I enjoyed it for the graphics as a kid. I enjoyed the characters and just kind of button mashed my way through arcade mode and unlocking hats and unlocking endings, and that was pretty fun. Maybe you'll find that you could get into it and check it out. And I did it when I was a kid. I fucking love it. I played Tekken 3 and Tekken 5 to fuck. Tekken 4. A hell of a lot. Those games were, the games I got into the most as a kid. They were in that genre. What should I play a little bit? As a kid, I played Hwarong in one-player mode. I've only ever played Tekken competitively once, which was Tekken 7 on stream. I played it for a week's worth of playing it, and I played Lin Xiaoyu. I played Pi in VF, so I played Lin because she's kind of similar. I need low keys, Remy, huh? My life is too hectic for anything else. Yeah. Depending on how you're looking in terms of how the price you can pay for it, yeah, definitely check it out. It's quite flashy and quite pretty. Good music, that's for sure. Rust and coffee.
Get up there.
Oh shit!
There's too many
Where's she trying to go?
assholes.
Up on the mountain, she said? How do I get up there,
Hold
she
on,
said?
Tommy.
So Tommy's up there on the mountain, I guess, huh? Steve Fox, yo. Let's go. That or Lily, says J-Bomb, huh? Yeah, sleep well, Remy. Have a good rest. Yeah, I've been watching my Tekken videos going live on YouTube, guys. New videos daily on YouTube. Please go subscribe. Just punch in Vencabot in the search bar, you'll find me. Vencabot Archive, the channel's called. New videos every single fucking day. And now Tekken's going live once a week. Actually, not even. It's like once every 3 weeks, I think. And watching those back makes me kind of want to play it again. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Oh. Tekken 3 Hwang, huh? With that, Gi. The Gi dog? I liked his leather jacket. Tekken's too mainstream for Venka. Gotta hipster it up with VF, says Dano. Yeah, I didn't like Tekken's execution barrier compared to VF. I mean, VF is a very easy game, execution-wise. And Tekken is a really demanding game, execution-wise. And yeah, I kind of felt like the gameplay boiled down to, sweep or launch. Sweep or launch. Sweep or launch. Kind of felt like, the game had a lot of really safe options that were very rewarding. Like, why? It seemed kind of bizarre to me to have such a rewarding, safe option. I feel like God of War? No, I don't, Mr. Man. I don't like God of War, fortunately. I love that genre, but I don't like that game. I kind of fell out of Tekken many years ago since X Plus. I never felt the desire to go back. Yeah, I loved the game as a kid. I played the fuck out of that franchise as a kid, but never against other human beings. And playing it to actually compete a couple years ago, I didn't really like it. If I had better netcode, I might have enjoyed it more. Okay, there's nothing over here but a brick. Seems weird. Damn. That shit's picturesque, dog. That shit's picturesque. What up, Matt Choke? Are hipsters mainstream? They kind of are. But I think I understand what Daniel's point was. Netcode's a big deal. Hopefully all the major companies have learned how important it has become. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Fuck game publishers, man. Seriously. You guys see my big rant on Twitter? I really feel like you can't trust them to do nothing, dog. You gotta pirate your shit. Play indie games. Tekken Bull was so fun as a little bit. I used to love fucking Tekken Force mode, dog. Ooh, boy. Tekken Volleyball. Ooh, boy. That shit was bus. Oh, I'm just fucking full of all my ammo types. I ain't shooting enough guys. Ugh. I mean, look at Virtua Fighter, right? That game just came out with delay-based netcode. Thankfully, Strive has great netcode. Mortal Kombat, of course, great netcode. But, I mean, will we see other big studios publish games with good netcode from now on? No. You want to know why, guys? You want to know why? Because people still buy them anyway, dude. People are just buying these games. They don't give a fuck, dude. People don't even know delay-based from rollback. They don't even know what the hell the difference is. Do you guys know? A lot of guys don't know. Some guys claim to think they know and actually don't. Boris, wolves broke into Fedra HQ and found the enlisted rosters. All the enlisted rosters. I've heard they're starting to knock on doors looking for soldiers. I'm not going to be executed in my own town. Everything has calmed down. I'll try to return with a new name. I couldn't find Alfie. I put his food on your back porch. In case I don't come back, give him lots of scratches for me. He always loved you and Sophia. Yolanda. Strive has my standards much higher than they should otherwise be, says X+. Rollback or bust. Strive has a really great netcode, says J-Bomb. Chicken, Shiva Jones. Chicken. Yeah, I think that until anyone knows what rollback netcode is, we're not going to see it really universally adopted. Right? But here's another thing, guys. I'm going to disillusion you guys here, collectively. Fighting game developers don't care about the same things that fighting game players do. They're not made by the guys that play them. Isn't that fucking crazy to think about? When you watch interviews from fighting game devs, they always say some head-ass shit. Always. Because they don't play the games they're making. Like fucking, Harada-san came out and said that he doesn't want to have frame data in Tekken. I'm sorry, Tekken actually has frame data built in, but what game was it? It was some game, some 3D fighting game. Maybe it was Tekken, people demanded better frame data. In any case, they said they didn't want to have frame data in the game because it would take away some of the mystique of the game. Right? He said, I remember back in the arcade days, kids didn't need that dang darn old frame data. It's like, what kind of fucking backwards ass shit is that? Right? Like, yeah, there was a time where we didn't have that, but we're trying to compete internationally now, dude. We're trying to compete internationally. Like, it's not just the old arcade. It's not like the arcade days, man. It's not like you fucking have 10 guys in your neighborhood that play this fighting game. Yeah, back then, tiers weren't as much of a big deal. Frame data wasn't as big of a deal. Because the level of play was way lower. It wasn't that hard to be the best guy in your neighborhood playing fucking Tekken 3, dog. Like, everybody has that fucking uncle that will tell them that, oh man, I was godlike at Street Fighter back in the day. Dude, you don't even know Street Fighter 2 from 3, from 4, from whatever. You don't know from Street Fighter, dog. Because you were the best guy at your fucking, of all your cousins. Right? But now we're trying to fucking level up collectively as a worldwide community, all right? We need access to these tools. But they don't give a fuck. Likewise, we see, producers they came out recently talking about Soul Calibur. About how, man, rollback netcode is not that important, man. All these guys talking about input latency, a bunch of fucking, snowflakes. Input latency is whatever, the delay-based netcode is not a huge deal, right? Like, come on, dude. This dude came out and said in an interview recently, guys, that the reason they couldn't do delay-based rollback netcode was because when you swing your sword in Soul Calibur, it has a trail, a light-up trail behind, like an orange trail, right? It's true of any video game, right? Very anime-esque. You swing it, you can see the arc behind it, right? His argument was that that feature makes it infinitely harder to implement rollback netcode. No! Fuck no, okay? I'm a developer. I can tell you, no. The Sam Show director came out, guys, Samurai Showdown, the new one. He came out and said that to him, balancing the characters is not what he really strives to do. He ain't trying to balance the roster. He feels like having it be unbalanced adds drama to the game. He says that, sometimes you play the strongest character, you're a villain now, and you play a weaker character, and now you're a hero now. And that's a really cool thing about fighting games. Striving for balance is a pointless endeavor. It's not really about balancing it. It's about making it fun, right? And as someone that's played low tiers before, I can tell you, fuck you, fuck off, dog, okay? Like, yes, if you play a low tier, then you're considered to be a hero a lot of the time. But we're playing for money out here, dude. It's a fucking tournament. It's streamed to 10,000s of people. Okay? Balance the roster so that I don't spend 1,000 hours learning a character who turns out to be garbage. All right? Don't make me play the character that I don't want to play just so they're stronger if I want to have a chance at winning. All right? Balance the fucking game. I guess my point is this, guys. My point is that these guys making these games, they don't give a fuck. So I find it unlikely that we're going to see rollback netcode anytime soon. Just because you've heard the argument online on social media, right? That that the Japanese are slower to implement rollback because their country is smaller and their infrastructure is better. Right? Their internet is better over there, and it's a smaller country. So when they're playing it, it's great on delay-based netcode. Right? So they don't really care about rollback that much. That might be true. But you can extrapolate that idea out further. Like you can pull that idea back out and just argue that these game devs don't give a fuck. They don't play. To them, it's all whatever. Right? They have ideas of what makes a game fun, but they don't play. They're not strong in the game they made. They're not out here competing in tournaments. Right? They don't give a fuck. So yeah, I kind of find it hard to believe we're going to see these games just level up anytime soon in terms of their netcode. As long as players don't even know they're delay-based from their rollback. I'm sorry, guys. So he's appealing to the average player rather than the pros, says Coolahan. Yes. Yes, well said, Coolahan, yeah. Right, they're trying to, they want it to be more casual friendly. Right. The whole thing about frame data. Right, to him it's a tool for tryhards, essentially, right? That's the point he was making. He was making a point that frame data was for tryhards. So it's like, fucking relax, okay? Just fucking play the game and relax and don't worry too much about fucking frame data. Just play it and have fun. But, again, that's an absurd argument, I feel like. Start giving odds to low tiers, says Dan Almighty. Pay out the odds, maybe. Maybe you should try to balance your mind. It's not the game that's losing, it's you, says Robib. Maybe right now, a cheaper engine for low tiers? Oh, my God. Higher prize money for the 12 mains? We're never going to see, soon we're never going to get new fighting games. It's inevitable. All right, guys, I got to play this game, but you're making it very, look at that. I forgot the fucking shit on my screen. That didn't even tell me. I had the fucking Vencabot logo on the screen the whole stream. That's hilarious. You're going to get rid of this, guys. It's covering up the screen, right? You guys don't look at that Vencabot logo there. So I can do that real quick. That's why I just noticed it. But, there's a lot going on right now on social media about MVC2. We come from a consumer culture, guys. Okay, I get it. I grew up here in the U.S. as well, in the year 2021. I like to buy things. I like new things. I like exciting things that are, getting a lot of cool trailers and stuff. I like new character reveals. But can we also examine the fact that we don't necessarily need an MVC 5? Because we're out here still playing MVC 2. It's an amazing game. It's been amazing for 20 years. It's still amazing. Why is it that we need an MVC 5? Why do we want a new game so bad when we also know in our hearts it's going to be bad? We've seen time and time again, we've seen franchises come out with new games that we hate. And it's been very painful, of course, to have this, this opportunity to make a really great new game and have it be squandered by these developers that don't know their shit. These publishers that don't know their shit. So why is it that after all these many years, we still are demanding new games instead of paying our respects to the communities that are playing the old game still? Right? I don't get that. Like, why do we need Capcom to release a new Darkstalkers game? You guys aren't playing Darkstalkers right now. You guys could be playing Darkstalkers right now. People are playing Darkstalkers right now. Why would you guys rather have a new game come out that's probably going to be ass? The companies just want to make some cash. That's the end game, says X+, huh? Didn't they just release some DLC for MVC4 in the last 2 years? Yeah, of course. And I can't be the only person who thought MVC3 was better than 4, says J-Bomb. That's true. That's something that was universally, let's say a pretty widely held opinion. I think I can't pretty much any question you ask about game design choices be publishers just be answered by because money. That is my point, J-Bomb. Yes, X+, that's my point. Right? But I'm saying that consumers, we are sort of brainwashed by our culture to always demand something new and shiny that we can pay for. We just can't wait. We have money burning a hole in our pocket, right? I have all this Darkstalkers in my pocket. That's like, dude, Capcom, please let me buy a new Darkstalkers from you so I can sit here and hate it and reminisce about how great the earlier games were, instead of just playing the earlier games that there's literally right now, 100 guys playing it that are just wishing somebody else would play with them, right? They're like, dog, our scene is so small, right? Our scene of this game is so small. If only we had more players. And all these guys on Twitter are like, dude, Darkstalkers 4 win. Go play Darkstalkers 3 with all them guys. You like Darkstalkers so much, dude. You like playing Morgan and Baby Hood and fucking Talbane? Go play as them right now with the guys that would love to play with you. Instead of complaining about how you wish there was a new game in the series, it's probably gonna suck ass.
This is dumb. We should be pushing in.
We hold the perimeter until we hear otherwise. Keep an eye out in case he comes this way.
I got something.
Oh shit.
Let's get in there.
We got puppies now? Oh fuck these puppies, dog. Hold, I want to see my scent trail.
You think this guy's connected to the girl from the school?
That'd be a hell of a coincidence if they weren't.
I hate these
I can
small
distract them or
groups.
move away.
Big groups, it's a straight fight. These loners, they could be hiding anywhere.
Where is the other person? She's by the
Here.
door.
Let's find him and get back home.
Oh, that dog is too fast. Oh, the guns hurt bad. Just in real life. Guns hurt bad. Oh, there's guys out here too. There's no one here. What are you talking about? So my scent trail is gone because I was too fast, I think. Oh, the dog can smell me.
God damn.
These dogs are too smart, dude. Just like in real life.
Smell something, girl?
Wish you jump over the fence.
Hear that? Might be her. We'll see what that was.
Yeah, come see what it was, dude. Come see what it was. Good idea. I gotta kill him with stealth. There's too many guys. Ooh, it hurts so bad. Oh my god. Gotta heal. Dude, fuck Jack. Seriously, he's an asshole. So I got no more machete left. I don't think I necessarily need it. Okay.
I found him!
You didn't find shit, dude. Oh my god. So is that all of them? Oh, where's my crouch button? Here it is. Ooh. So that dog's too smart, dog. Fuck him. I'm sorry, let me catch up the chat here. Oh, hang on. Got more guys coming?
She got away.
I got away, dude.
Search the whole street. Track her down.
Shit.
Dude, fuck these guys. Do you remember the dark ages when, like, the era between Civ 2 and S02E01? Most of us are pretty happy playing what was available, but S02E01 was released and changed the landscape. Ooh, boy, yeah. I don't want a new Street Fighter game to play, but I want to see people play a new Street Fighter game, says Arobib.
Has anyone seen
I want to see
her?
them play an old Street Fighter game.
Talk to me, guys. Anyone seen her?
I think that when you have a new game in a franchise, it has that marketing push that brings in new players. That's great. I understand that. Likewise, I saw a lot of new players come to Third Strike when it came to PS4 and shit. That was cool. But, I don't know, man. I just don't understand this demand for Street Fighter 6 when you guys hated 5. And if you didn't hate 5, then why do you want 6? Alright, just keep playing 5 forever. Like we've been playing 3S for 20 years. Some say 4 revived the FTC by itself, but is it a better game or was it needed? I think, I haven't played it myself. I'd be remiss to tackle that subject with too much authority. From what I've seen of the game, it seems like a very good game. I've heard people say that they think it's too defensive or whatever. I think that that game definitely had a lot going for it. I think that it was a needed return to simplicity to get the casual gamers back in.
Sign of her.
Make it more inviting for the everyman, while still maintaining a certain amount of depth. Had a great roster. I have a lot of respect for 4, personally. New games have new mechanics, new moves, and new characters, huh? Is that true, though? I mean, that's true. I mean, that's true literally most of the time. But oftentimes those mechanics are ass. The characters are ass. Like, yeah, it's new stuff. I mean, if you play the same game 20 years, you don't oftentimes get new stuff. But at the same time, I mean, it's new to you in many cases. If I played Darkstalkers right now, it'd be all new to me. I never played Darkstalkers before. I killed him 2 times. Fuck him, man. He's an asshole. These dogs are the worst. It's a new mechanic. Machete, 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 machete. Panda, I'm out of machete, though. I used all my machetes. Yeah, so this game has a mechanic that's unlike... it's unlike Uncharted, in the sense that in Uncharted, enemies have very poor aim. They can almost never hit you if you're running at them. And when they do, Nate doesn't slow down. Whereas Ellie, when she gets shot, she jerks back, which is pretty cool. And it makes it harder. And it means that you can't just run at somebody and punch them the way you could in Uncharted. Which it means you have to be a little bit different. You have to have different tactics. Or in my case, just try it anyway and get blown up and die a lot. A new entry into a series gives people a chance to reboot, whether it's with mechanics or characters or otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, guys. I don't want to give the impression that I think that every time a new game comes out in a series, it's necessarily a bad thing. What I do mean, though, is that a lot of the guys that are demanding a new game in the series are not playing the games that are available to them, that they would love if they played them. And that's just because people are bootlicking consumer sheep. Right? I'm not saying that, you know, a new Darkstalkers wouldn't be sick. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have its benefits. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have good things about it. But I am saying that the odds are against it, historically. The odds are against it. And if you love Darkstalkers so much, then literally go play Darkstalkers. Because you're not playing Darkstalkers. Like, if you've been playing Darkstalkers, like, who's playing Darkstalkers right now? Who from that community is demanding a new Darkstalkers, right? They're still in love with Darkstalkers. They're playing the fuck out of it, right? They're still playing to this very day. All right? Who of the 3S scene that takes the game seriously is demanding Street Fighter 6? There's so much more to do in 3S we've never done yet.
This area is clear.
It's a great game that way. That's true of pretty much all fighting games. Play what you got. I hate these dogs, man. Because it's mad nobody plays 3S's dicks. That's a part of it. Typically, trying to recreate the magic doesn't happen ever, says Camijin. Then watch the cartoon, says Dan. I did that too, man. Watch the cartoon. Yeah, I guess my point is just that, you know, don't always look to these big publishers to give you what you want for 60 bucks and then another 16 DLC, right? Like 120 bucks total. Instead, go look at your local scene, find out what they're playing, and go play a game and fall in love with it. Or otherwise, you know, go support a hacker, a pirate, someone who is putting work in as we speak to make all these classic games playable for you guys with zero benefit for them out of their own passion for the fighting game community and retro games. Show love to them. Show them the same love you show these big publishers that all they've done is fuck you in the ass for 20 years. Oh, that fucking dog.
What's wrong?
What's wrong indeed, motherfucker? Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, Pooch? Want a fucking milk bone, dog? Ooh, my God. Tell me if you want a milk bone. Because I got one for you, dog.
The hell did she go?
I don't know, dude.
Let her escape.
She got the fucking telepathy. I can see where you guys are right through the wall. Y'all can't see me. Ain't that a bitch? Okay. Look, Connor, the dog assists, dude. I picked up the DLC for Strive just because I want to be able to test him before Dante busts him out, huh? Probably a good idea. Oh, no. Oh, wrong button. I like a Dark Souls dodge with L1. That sound means she sees me when she goes... Whoa. Let's see here. More variety is better. I don't believe because 3S is the best Street Fighter game, don't make any more. But I don't think people should stop playing 3S either. Make more. Someone who wasn't interested in Street Fighter 2 through 5 may be intrigued by 6 and fall in love with it. Yeah. I agree. Except that these publishers, my point is that they have a terrible track record. Right? I'm not saying that new things are bad and that we shouldn't, you know, want new things or pay for new things. I'm saying that you got to be respectful of where your money is going. And when you have a publisher like Capcom, who has boned their consumers time and time again in recent memory, why would you look to them for a new Street Fighter or a new Darkstalkers? Why would you pay them $60 again? Why is there this demand for these games from people that don't even play them? Right? And then the game comes out and everybody hates it, and then we all go back to playing Third Strike. Right. I think that, you know, if the publisher and the was actually decent and the games were good, then yeah, I'd love to play a new great game every year. But because that's not a reality that I live in, then I say look back at history and play the greats. If a new game came out that was, amazing every year, then I would keep buying them over and over again. But because oftentimes that's not the case and they're oftentimes pretty bad, then let's just stop giving Capcom all this fucking free marketing and be more critical about where we're spending our money. Go indie, Steve. Go indie. New games is how you grow your audience. Improving existing games is how you show love to your core audience, Coolahan. That's a pretty good, let's say, analysis, like a step back, like an abstraction of the whole conversation. The best thing they did outside of 3 was the RE remakes recently, huh? 3 was ass, but the other 2 were solid. Was there 2 before that recently, or was there 1 before that recently? I mean, wasn't the first remake like a long time ago? Or am I wrong about that? Quit asking the hard questions, Venka. We're only here to press buttons and watch buttons be pressed. Sorry, Robib. I'm just saying. That's just me expressing my feelings. You guys make some very good points, as always. You guys are all very intelligent, obviously. I'm just saying, I'm just expressing my frustration. Come over here, lady. I have a bottle I can use, come to think of it. Oh, is this tall grass? Oh, shit. Oh, hang on. Hang the fuck on. Dibbidi-bop-a-dee-doo-doo. Beep-bow. Dibbidi-bop-a-dee-doo-doo. Can't remember, Venka. I'm on my perception of time is gone. I'm old. Yeah, I think that the first remake was a long time ago, and then remake 2 was more recent, and then 3 was kind of ass. I think remake 1 came out on GameCube, right? That's literally a long ass time ago. But to be fair, that was the last 2 good things I could think of Capcom was a part of. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't play a lot of Capcom games recently. After Third Strike boned me so hard on the PS4 version, I've been boycotting them ever since. I would have liked to have played Mega Man 11. I would have played Devil May Cry 5. But it came out at a time where Capcom was on my shit list, dude. They're on my shit list. I ain't trying to pay these dudes after they fucked me so hard for Street Fighter 3rd Anniversary Collection. They can suck my nuts. For all I know, both those games are amazing. Good old Digital Eclipse X+. Good old Digital Eclipse. Dix is intelligent. He puts off a passive buff. That's why we're all so intuitive and brilliant. Maybe you're right, dude. It's like a AoE. It's good, says Steve Jones, huh? It gives me DMC3 feels. Yeah, from what I've seen, it seems pretty decent. I would have loved to have played it. I'm a huge DMC fan. I would have loved to play it. But, again, when you fucked me as hard as you did with 30th, then you can seriously suck my nuts. That's true for some number of years at least. Fredk 2 came in just in time to save us as X+. I'm inclined to agree. Could have come sooner, to be honest. When we played PS4 for like 2 years, that shit was fucking ass.
Okay.
Jeez, that was pretty tough. I had to use a healing item, but that's all I had to use was just one healing item. I'm probably gonna be able to make another one of those in no time. In fact, I can make one right now, right? Probably full on resources. Yeah. I also use it in my melee weapon. I need to find another one of those. Okay, sorry guys. I was on a big rant. I should have been playing the game, but I had to vet my feelings. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media lately about MVC2 and shit. Free MVC2. Maximilian Dude talking about, oh, Capcom, please give us another MVC2 port, please. I'm sorry, that shit pisses me off, dude. Especially when there's again hackers out there that are putting in serious work to making these classic games playable online for you guys, and people are on here literally demanding that Capcom hire the worst developer I've ever seen in the the retro remake space. They're not digitally eclipsed to remake MVC2 so we can play it on PS4 or whatever. Right? You guys want to buy it again from Capcom? Again? Oh my god. I think rants are one of the best things about the channel, says Steve. I've got to be pretty dumb if I chose a passive that makes everybody else smarter, says Dix. How am I supposed to win this rat race? I don't know, Dix. I think there are a lot of people out there that wish they were surrounded by smarter people. It's pretty much up to Disney and Capcom. Probably can't be bothered to pay money to renew the licenses, X+. They don't want to renew it, right? That's what my rant on Twitter was today, right? Capcom hates retro games, dude. They hate retro games and retro gamers. They fucking hate your guts. If you're out here on Twitter saying, I love MVC2, they hate you. They don't want you to play MVC2. They want you to play fucking MVC Infinite, right? People didn't buy Infinite because they were like, it's not as good as 2. They hate that part of their audience. Right? They're trying to sell you a new game every year. That's their fucking job, is to sell you a new game every 3 months. They don't want you playing the same game for 20 years. They probably hate that they ever released that game. That's probably their biggest mistake, was releasing that fucking game. So every game after it had to live up to that fucking, you know, that greatness. Right? You think they're gonna fucking put out MVC2? They can't sell you 2 years worth of DLC for that. They can't sell you a fucking subscription service for that. They can't sell you fucking, you know. It's just so, it's so contrary to what consumers want. I feel like it's crazy for a consumer to go out there and say, yo, Capcom, I love what you were when I was a kid. I love the games you've made. You know, do me a solid and give me a reason to spend my money on your product. Like, in a perfect world, that would be what you would want, right? You want to say, Capcom, listen, if you give me a good product, then I'll pay you $60. That's really the ideal. But unfortunately, it's not the world that we live in. Right? Like, Capcom has explored our collective colons so many times. At this point, it just is crazy to me that you would want to play MVC2 and you would go to them for that. Why would you go to them for that? They're the last guys you would go to play MVC2. Right? If you want a free MVC2, then go fucking look at Flycast. Go look at the, you know, the Naomi emulators out there right now that are being developed by these kids in their basement to give you guys GGPO MVC2 for free on Fightcade. Right? Go pay them $60. Go help them fucking fix a bug. Go help them hire some help. They're the ones that are going to do it for you. Those guys love the fucking community. They love the scene. They love old games. Capcom fucking hates old games. Jesus Christ. So I'm saying, why port it? They're going to fuck it up. Right? Go pay someone that actually gives a fuck. Gotta go get an enema before the dead next time, says Shiva Jones. Huh? Before the deed next time. Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, have we gotten a release of MCVS2? Nope, and we won't, says X+. Huh? Same reasoning. Monster Hunter World was good, so Capcom gets a pass. Let the fighting game players get fucked, says Dix. Yeah, they put out some pretty good stuff. If I wanted someone to spit in my face, I'd go to these publishers, says J-Bomb, huh? That's all they've done there to their fans. Yeah. I'm just frustrated, guys. To me, it's some really embarrassing. We've seen it in our industry especially. I mean, like, all across, capitalist culture, it's a thing. But in our industry, in the game industry, there's so much white knighting and so much fucking bootlicking and so much brand loyalty. It's so anti-consumer, dude. There's so much fucking pre-ordering going on and all this shit that is just the way that we as gamers just surrender every right that we have to having a decent product. And we act shocked that games are so ass. Right? Every chance that we get to just say, have our money for free. Don't even bother putting any work into your games, right? We'll support you anyway. We take that chance every time. If we can do that, then we do it as a culture in this industry. Right? Let me just pay for your game right now. I know it's a year from being released, and I have no clue if it's going to be good or not. But yeah, fucking take my money, dude. Seriously, I don't want this money. Just have it. Where it should be the other way. It should be them trying their hardest to impress us, to earn our money, right? Isn't that what this is all about? Isn't it all about, these manufacturers, these developers, these publishers, these service providers trying to earn our money as consumers by putting out a competitive product? Isn't that what it's all about? Why are we just giving away our money for free all the time? Why are we shilling for these people as though we're somehow invested in their success? Like, they should have to work their asses off to impress us. I'm sorry, I'm salty. And testing games? What do you mean? You are the testers now. Yeah, early access, yeah. It hasn't been that way for a long time, says Steve, huh? Dick says, where's the demo discs at, dude? So I'm saying, where's the demo disc? How come I can play a demo for your game? Because they've seen that they don't have to do that, right? If we lived in a culture, guys, where the consumers demanded a demo before they bought a game, it's the exact opposite of the world that we live in, right? We could have so many demos. We could say, oh, this game's not for me, I'll pass. Or this game's great, I'll buy it, right? But we've seen that they don't even bother releasing demos anymore because people are pre-ordering the games. They will pre-order the game a year in advance just because of a fucking cinematic trailer or because of the name that they put on it, right? Why put a demo out when people are buying your game a year before they could ever even touch it? Without even knowing for sure if it's going to even be released. Right? You got people on social media talking about fucking MVC2 already hyping the game up. It's not even in the works. The game don't even exist yet. Right? You saw the fucking tweet from Digital Eclipse, right? Wow, Max. So true, Max. So true. Wow. My heart goes out to you and all you retro gamers out there. If we could, guys, we'd make the game you guys want with Capcom. But Capcom has to fucking pay us first. So Capcom, balls in your court. Right? All this fucking marketing hype going on before the game is even in production. Doing all their work for them. Oh my god. Sorry guys, I should be playing a zombie game. I'm tripping balls. You guys have me on literally red in the face. Built-in fan base, we're automatic to them now. That's how it is X+. There's automatic money. Yeah, and people wonder why games are so ass. Because you guys keep buying them. And not just buying them either. It's gonna be a whole other thing if you were just buying them. You out here fucking doing their marketing for them. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm tilted, actually. I'm fucking tilted. Steve demands the rant. They put out demos as Tyler? Dude, sometimes. Oh, shotgun ammo, finally. Can we just not mention how these companies have contempt for their customers? We could literally do that all day, every day. It's true in a lot of industries, guys. Again, that's just the culture we live in. I think it's especially bad in gaming. But that's true for every industry, man. The auto industry, appliances, all these things where, we're noticing over the years that it might not be in the best interest of these corporations to provide the best product, right? We're learning that it was sort of a misunderstanding early in our development of our economic systems to presume that the best product would win the day and that we would ensure superior service by way of this system of economics. We're seeing that oftentimes the way to make the most money is oftentimes, the least consumer-friendly thing to do. And it seems so obvious that it would be the opposite, right? The consumers hold the money, the service providers, and goods providers, they want the money. So you think there'd be some kind of bartering going on to ensure that, the money is going to the right person. But it's just not the way it works, unfortunately. Like I mentioned earlier, right, that there was a time in the game industry where there was this notion, when they were still young and naive, that by making a really amazing game, that ensures the best sales. The best game gets the most sales. And then we kind of realized over time that, for one thing, that's not true right off the bat. Having a great game is not the best way to get good sales. But even more than that, there's actually a disincentive, right? There's a disincentive to make a really classic game that stands the test of time. Because as someone that sells games as your job, you don't want to sell somebody a game that they can play for years and years and years. Doesn't help you out. It helps you out a little bit in terms of word of mouth, right? People still respect Capcom because their games are, timeless. Same with Square Enix. But, we're seeing that goodwill, it's only worth so much compared to, having a game that you can only play maybe because the server's only online for 3 months, right? Maybe you play a game for 3 months, then the service is gone. That way you got to buy the next Call of Duty, right? And so on and so forth. That's how you make money. Not by making a game that is, a game that stands the test of time, or a game you get what I'm saying, right? It's crazy. But more toxic. Got to pre-order to get the demos to Dan. There's that too. I haven't bought a bad game in a very long time. Shiva Jones, you're a fucking genius, dog. You're a genius. We've established that already. It's broken down, Steve. The Amazon MMO is being designed with the idea that they're going to sell boosts to skip the content. Isn't that crazy? Thanks for the sub, but thanks for the follow, Toxic. Welcome to the channel, man. I should be playing a zombie game right now, but we're too busy ranting about the game industry. The time is now 12:47, guys. I have an hour left to play this game. Let's play a little bit. And not talk so much about fucking how we're getting all screwed in terms of our, you know, our industry. Let me grab this here. Call of Duty is a good example. They marketed the new Call of Duty as its own game, then merged it with the Warfare game, then merged both games into the Battle Royale mode. $40 for each, this Camigen. That's where the money is. And whether or not that's best for the consumers is a whole separate thing. And it doesn't help that people don't seem to know what they want. That's kind of my point, right? I guess the whole point of this rant is that if you're out here demanding a new Darkstalkers game or demanding MVC2 come out, then please know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you're going to get taken advantage of by these publishers. And most of the time, people don't. If you knew what you wanted, then again, you'd be playing Darkstalkers right now with people that love that game. Again, not because the new one wouldn't be good for the community, necessarily. Not because it couldn't be a great game. But because we've seen that, you know, to get what you want is right in front of you guys. That's a lesson for the kids. When you have a want, it doesn't necessarily always mean throw money at somebody. And if you do, make sure you're throwing it at the right person. Okay. So I'm trying to find Tommy. Right now, Dina is still at the theater. She's got a baby in her, guys. She's babied up, dude. Unfortunately. When I said, you know, I love having Dina around, Shiva Jones in the chat went, oof. I think he knew that we were going to lose her at that point. At that exact point that I said that. Now, Dina is not here anymore to help me out. Which is kind of a fun gameplay mechanic. Because up to this point, I've been able to rely on her a lot for her infinite ammo and shit. And I can't do that anymore. It's kind of a fun premise, right? To kind of give the game a little more difficulty. As I'm kind of like maybe losing my training wheels. But yeah, I guess she's, you know, she's sort of laid up on account of being pregnant. It happens. It happens sometimes, guys. Unfortunately. You're out here trying to fight zombies and shit, and next thing you know, got babby, dude. Got a bad case of the babbies. So, if I'm going to be critical, guys, I guess I'm going to be critical. This game is sort of expressing a similar problem I had with The Last of Us Part 1, which is that the environments are very empty. They're very empty environments. Or if there is anything...
Fuck.
Oh, I should have grabbed it, huh?
Anybody hear that?
Hello? They're very empty environments. They're graphically quite nice, but there's not a lot to find in them or to interact with. There is some, like, alcohol and shit, like this stuff here, but it's of minimal usage, especially because there's so much of it lying around anyway. I've already got plenty of it. But here's the thing. They have these trading cards, Camigen, and these things they call manuals, which unlock new skill trees. This is, I think, a design faux pas that not a lot of developers really appreciate. There are these high-value objects that are hidden in little nooks, little corners, little places to find. And because of these objects that appear once every, you know, hour or so, you trip across one of these things, that means that I'm sort of stuck in this middle state, right? Where I kind of have to look everywhere. I gotta look everywhere to find the things that I want, even though I only find them once in a very long while. So I kind of feel like if you're designing a game where there's like secrets to find, at least kind of make me feel rewarded for exploring. I kind of feel like if I must explore to find the collectibles, then at least give me more collectibles to find. Give me something to do so that I'm not just looking everywhere and finding nothing most of the time. To me, that's kind of a drag, right? Like, I kind of wish that this game and the first game literally had nothing. Like, don't put the collectibles into the game if all they're going to do is drive me insane to want to look everywhere to find them when there's nothing to find the vast majority of the time. Like, at least then I could know for sure that if I'm not exploring, I'm not missing anything. But because they give me this, they make it very clear, if I don't explore, I will miss things. And that seems like a mistake in a game like this, where there's almost always nothing to find. They just make a certain parts of the game miserable, so people are incentivized to pay to get past it in the hopes that it'll get better. Yes, there's that too, dicks. Where am I moving this thing to? Am I going to jump on something here? That's usually what it's for. Jumping on something. Because if you can knock a trash can over, let's go find out, guys. I highly doubt it, though. They seem to be pretty affixed. Yeah, they're pretty immovable. Moving a dumpster to reach a higher floor, or pushing something heavy to crack a floorboard or something, says J-Bomber. I feel like this game could use a bit of physics engine. Maybe moving things around to an unlocked secret area. There are, rarely. But that kind of is Naughty Dog's whole thing, man. I played through Uncharted, the whole series on stream, to be critical of it, to look at the games and analyze them. Here's what I found about Naughty Dog, dude. I think it's a conspiracy, guys. Call me crazy. Call me a fucking tinfoil hat wearer. I think it's a conspiracy. They have some pretty cool game design ideas, and they will sprinkle them in ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. I think just to torture you into some like Stockholm Syndrome type shit, right? Like it tortures you, it punishes you, it bores you to death. And then once in a while, they give you a really cool thing to do. And you're like, whoa, this is awesome. This is great. And I think that they don't ever fully commit to those things as a way to give them somewhere to go in the next game. Right? That way they can be like, maybe in the next game, we're going to have more of this. How am I going to get up here? So I have to block this. It's going to roll, right? Sure it is. How am I going to block it? Is this a fucking puzzle? We got puzzles now? Or maybe I'm overthinking this. But yeah, they do have mechanics like that, J-Bomb. Like, you know, moving this to climb on that and breaking through this and swimming and all this fun stuff. It's kind of like, you know, and the rope mechanic, they're fun as hell. They're great. Why not base the game around those instead of the most boring parts of the game? I think that I have a theory that's by design. Otherwise, I can't explain it. I can't explain it otherwise. I have to believe it's intentional. Because otherwise, it's like, why not? You know, why not double down on the good parts and do less of the boring stuff? I think they don't want to do too much of the good stuff. If they did, maybe they wouldn't have anything left to do next time. What kinds of things get people's attention? And then working those into games. They're just exploiting glitches in the brains, is cool, Anna. Oh, we're talking about this argument about buying boosts and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not keeping up with that as much as I probably should. The misery is waiting for whatever time-gated resource so you can play the games, says Steve. Yeah, Coolin's got very strong feelings about these predatory mobile game practices. And yeah, it's kind of like I mentioned earlier, right, about the fact that we live in a society where oftentimes giving the consumer what they want is not the best way to make money. Gotta be quick, I guess, huh? That's a Mario type shit. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing that sometimes torturing people is the way to make money, and that's kind of a shame. Crouch it, girl. Crouch it. Get your crouch on. Sniff. Use your sniffer. This is what you call a gameplay contrivance. You guys know me. I'm not really much for like game stories and stuff and you know, diegetics. So it's like, give her a great sniffer, I don't care. But it is kind of funny in a game that is otherwise makes so many attempts at like realism that you have the superpower to see through walls. And of course, the game would be way different without it. I'm glad it's there. It'd be a much different game without this ability. But it is never explained why she can see through walls. Right? We learned in the first game in like one cutscene that Joel, he's got really good hearing. Disable it, Dano? You might be able to. And probably could still survive if you're really good at the game. But the game is built around it, though. It's built around this mechanic of being able to see through walls. Read it. Boris, I'm so sorry. What those wolves did to Sophia was horrifying. I can't help but feel somewhat responsible. I've been getting the town so riled up about standing our ground against the wolves. When she started to spray painting over their rules, I didn't discourage her hard enough. I kept it from you. I thought she'd stop. I know you want to retaliate against the wolves. Believe me, I feel the same way. But we can't. Not now. We've got to be smart. Let things cool down. People will be looking for you for how to handle this. You were a leader here after the outbreak. I need you to be a leader again. Let's not let everything we fought for be in vain. You lie. Yeah. So yeah, it was briefly mentioned in the first game, Dano, that Joel has pretty good hearing. This is my hearing mode. I call it my sniffers for fun. and she can hear things, and it helps her see through walls. Essentially, she can get a sense of where people are. That's the lore anyway. But it is quite a superpower. I think about it because we saw these dogs earlier. The dogs have a sniffer as well. They can sniff me out, but my sniffer is even better than theirs, and they're literally dogs. That's pretty funny to me. But I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. I just think it's kind of funny. I think also it's a lesson about again the importance of game design in a way that escapes the game's narrative. Right, Steve? I think that sometimes people talk about how important it is to be realistic in games, or they confuse the mechanics with the narrative. They kind of conflate the mechanics and the narrative together, maybe too much. I guess I'm trying to make the point here that it's a mechanic that serves the game, that has no actual explanation in the game. It doesn't really have to. The game would be worse without it. It's just something they put in there for the gameplay. That idea about stealth and sneaking and melee and choking out, and that's all served by the fact that you are a predator. You're stronger than the enemies. That's why you can take on 5 at once. Part of that means seeing through walls. And so yes, you can see through walls. No big deal. Joel taught her how to hear that well, says Steve. Maybe they add some furry type shit to her body in the hospital at the end of Last of Us 1. Oh, Dana, that's pretty smart, dude. That would explain it. How come, Joel... Joel had great hearing, but Ellie, you can't teach hearing, right? Maybe she got injected with dog DNA. Ellie's part zombie from all the times she's been infected, huh? So she has better hearing. Do zombies have great hearing, Dix? I don't know if that's true. I feel like maybe your theory falls apart there, Dix. I like where your head's at, though. I guess you're trying, at least. Give me that. Okay. Here's a bike shop. Clickers have shit hearing, says Dix. I mean, honestly, compared to Ellie, they do. Their hearing is not that great. Their hearing seems to be about the same as any human being. You can't teach hearing, says Steve. Oh, yeah, you can't teach hearing. It's going to be the furries, says Dano. I think it's definitely she got injected with dog DNA. That could be. Maybe we'll learn about that in like a motion comic or whatever. At some point. Hello! This area seems awfully big and empty. Like there should be some guys here to fight. Speaking of stealth, Metal Gear Solid says Cammy Jun. We talked about that earlier, Cammy Jun, before you showed up. Welcome aboard, by the way, Cammy Jun. I'm sure I greeted you properly. Welcome aboard. We were discussing Metal Gear Solid, yeah. And about, stealth mechanics and AAA games and how they oftentimes will go through the motions of a classic game whose genre has been fully matured for years, but not really fully commit. Come get me, assholes, huh? A lot of games that AAA have a stealth mechanic without really being a stealth game in the vein of Metal Gear Solid or Hitman or, Splinter Cell or whatever the case might be, right? They just have basically choking. You can hide and you can choke people. And that's fine if the game has other mechanics that kind of fill that out. This game sort of does in many respects. I hear some bunny. I don't see some bunny. The LE dog lore is my DeviantArt page, says Dan Almighty. Yeah, we'll go ahead and link it, dude. That's maybe zombies over there? That's the motion comic, dog. It's a fan motion comic. We're breaking free of the corporate hold. Is there bad guys underneath me? Are they not spawned in yet? I can hear people, but I can't see them with my hearing. Which seems backwards. Also, where am I supposed to go? I don't want to go where I'm supposed to go. That's where I want to go last. We'll see, Ellie hearing isn't really that good either, says Shiva Jones, huh? Yeah, just make it snuck up on like in a cutscene, right? That's another classic video game contrivance. How come Aerith couldn't get revived at the Phoenix Down? Just relax, dog, okay? I like the idea you can beat the game fully, mostly stealth. I mean, the boss fights even, right? You can choose the non-kill for a lot of them. Same with the Hitman, huh? On this game, really? I fucking love Hitman, that game is fucking sick. She pregnant, says Shiva Jones. Oh my... Hashtag who fucked Ellie. Okay, I don't see nobody in here.
Huh. An actual tattoo shop.
That's crazy. Of course, Hitman, a lot of the times you choose violence over stealth. Kimmy-jin, in Hitman, I make it my objective to literally kill everyone. Like, literally everyone. 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 Because he can. And you do it very sneakily, which I love. Those games are so great, dude. Damn, they're great games. They got that sometime coming, Jen, and why not now? Why not now? My question. What's the difference? What's in here? Drawer opening simulator. Okay, some goodies in here. What we got? You can't outrun death. You lie. You know our hearts will always be with Hillcrest. But after Sophia's shooting, we've decided to head into the stadium with the others. We've got our own kids to think about. The Brendmans. P.S. Saw Boris a couple hours ago. We tried talking to him, but he seemed off. Please talk to him. I hope you guys will join us. We're getting some lore about these dudes. These dudes. Full of that already. Oh, I'm saying Dan's question. Okay, I'm sorry. So nobody fucked Ellie. But up to your sidekick, yeah, she got preggers. Oh no. This shit's wide linear. I'm starting to realize that I hate the wide linearity. Right? I love exploring, but I hate exploring and not finding anything. And this game has so much of that. I like the open world part because in the open world part, when I explored, I found things that were meaningful.
How do I get to those stairs?
Okay. I found things that, you know, were like actually interesting, like a dungeon, so to speak, right? Or a puzzle. But usually when this game has like a wide linear part like this, it's not really open. I'm not really choosing to do anything interesting on my own. I'm just sort of exploring these destroyed buildings and maybe finding some alcohol rags. And if I'm lucky, finding some zombies like down here. There's definitely somebody down there. I'm not sure why they don't show up on my map. They might not have to be spawned in yet, which is annoying as hell. When I fall down there, they're going to all jump me, I think. What the fuck is that sound? Oh, it's a shambler. So they told me in a tutorial that the zombies don't, well, 3 shots, that's not enough for your boy. Apparently the zombies don't see the light. They didn't explain how that can be. How many are there now? So there's, I see 2. I see a shambler and a runner, maybe? That looks like a runner over there. Or is that a shambler? Maybe even a clicker. Who knows? I got not a lot of shots in this gun. I want this gun. Oh, I see it doesn't have a lot of shots in the clip. The shamblers can see me. I'm not sure what the shamblers are all about. They really didn't tell me. So that is another shambler. How many shamblers here then? 2? They're pretty slow. I think their gimmick, I might be wrong about this, but their gimmick is that they're really slow, and when they die, they explode. So you're supposed to just fill them full of lead, I think. I might as well just use my fucking this, right? See, they can't be killed stealthily, so I have to kill them just by shooting them, I think, and running away. And I think they can see, maybe. The longer someone is a zombie, the more the mushrooms grow on the face and block vision, says Dano. You think they're blind? I'm not sure these guys are blind. I think you're just making a joke about the fact they can't see the light, right? Yeah, they can see my body, but they can't see the light. I think in the past, I've wasted a lot of ammo on these guys. I think because I haven't been going for the head. So if I do it all again, I would go for a headshot, I guess. And I guess I'm going to have to here. I really don't understand these enemies. They haven't really, like, communicated to me as a player, like, what to do about them. Because I've been really relying heavily on stealth kills in this playthrough. And they can't stealth kill me. I can't stealth kill them. So I have to spend ammo to kill them, I guess. And so I guess that means I should go for headshots. And then I guess just run away and shoot backward at them. I guess it's not really that subtle. That's low in the first game, you have the clickers, yeah. This game is the same as the clickers, yeah, they can't see. That was taught to me very clearly in a tutorial. These guys, the tutorial just said that when they die, they blow up. But I have no idea how I'm expected to kill them, or how I'm supposed to avoid them. I don't know, again, if they can see me or what. And likewise, again, there's no stealth kills on these guys. I gotta go for the headshots. I guess just shoot over and over again. I mean, the shotgun's pretty good for that sort of thing, you would think. I think they're slow as well. I think I'm supposed to just run around in circles or some shit. They probably can kill me in one hit, you would think, like the clickers do. I don't know. I guess all I can do is just run up there and shoot the fuck out of them, I guess. I have 12 shots in this one. It ain't Kirby Weatherman, no, not even close. Not even close. Not even a little bit like Kirby. I can't look on my other shoulder. Turn around. Don't put your butt there. Put your face over there. There you go. Don't have a corner lean. I guess I'm just gonna do this. This is not great. This is not great. Because I don't want to get surrounded by them. This area is kind of like a circle. I want to keep them on one side of me and then it's kind of like backpedal and shoot, I guess. But it's going to be tough. Here we go. No flashlight, please. Peek that beautiful face out here. So he's presumably coming. Yeah, he's pretty slow. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, the other guy just blew up. Oh, he caused poison. Oh, he can blow up without even having to actually die. Okay. So they can just choose to blow up whenever they want. Okay, well, it didn't hurt that bad, to be honest. Incendiaries are good against them, says Shiva Jones. Yeah, I think I heard a rumor that I'm supposed to use like a Molotov. Got some ammo for my gun, which is nice. Let's reload with this button here. I guess it's fully reloaded, huh? Yeah, they're kind of a weird enemy type.
Smell.
Ugh.
I hate shamblers.
I hate Chamblers too. I'm not really sure again what to do about them. I guess I kind of gotta throw a cocktail at them, yeah. I kind of have to spend ammo to kill them, which is fine. It's just kind of like I have to decide when to do it, I suppose, because it kind of draws them toward me. I did see there that shooting in the face is effective. You kind of would assume that, right? I don't play a lot of shooting games. I know it sounds obvious to you guys. Last time I fought those guys, I took a shotgun and pretty much blew their bellies away. And I was kind of disappointed about how many shots it took. But if I'd gone for the face, it might have been a one-shot, right? If they were close. This is where I'm supposed to go. I got a bad feeling about this. Like, this is where I'm going to find my way to the ladder, to the stairs, right? Hey, what the hell we got over here? Hey, hey, hey! I'm full on my rifle ammo, though. Still, it's kind of noisy around here. What gun did you just use, huh? The pea shooter or a mag? This is a revolver. It's a revolver. On some revolver ocelot type shit, dude. 6 bullets! More than enough to kill anything that moves. It took about 3 shots each to kill those dudes. Right in the face. Right in their big old dome. Stronger than the shoddy? Well, again, I don't think it would have been, if not for the fact that I was shooting them in the belly with the shoddy. From a distance, even. Like a dumbass. Like I never played a video game before in my life. So if I'd waited for them to get close and shot them right in the face, probably would have one-shot them with the shoddy if I had to guess. But yeah, with the revolver, it was 3 shots to the face. Knocked him out. That much I know. Okay. So can I get out of here this way? No, I can't. Well, I hope I can get back then. If I got a bad feeling I'm going the right direction, that means I'm probably going to get caught up and end up not being able to explore that area I just was. But ah, well. Okay. Where are we? Can I climb through? Oh, I can climb through here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hello? Pills? I love pills. Something on the ground there? I'm seeing some prompts. I'm just imagining it. No prompts, no prompts. Oh. I'm somewhere that I was? Sure I am. Okay. I could also snuck past those guys, looks like. Oh, I'd be safe here. Okay. Oh, no, don't do that, girl. I want you to stand up in your crouch. She has a weird thing where she jumps from her crouch. I wish she wouldn't do that. Any zombies up here? So we're somewhere now. I got a bad feeling that we're somewhere that I don't want to be. That's my suspicion. I pretty much might be locked into advancing the plot now. Can I jump in this game? Not really, no. Kind of. Better than nothing. But I can't jump straight up, for instance. Which is weird. Gotta jump at an angle. Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down. Okay, a lot of toys here. I think I'm actually fine here. Is this a manual or what? That's good enough for a bunny hopping. Maybe you're right. Outdoor sportsman. Read it. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So here's a new manual. Yay. So if I had not gone in there, I would have missed that manual, and I could have missed out on a whole tree in this game. And again, it's that sort of reward for exploring that makes you have to look everywhere. And it's kind of a drag in the game where when you do that, it's almost always really boring. Start wave dashing, dude. Just do a fucking jump and then crouch immediately in the air. Oh, there we go. Almost did it. Almost wave dashed. Yeah, I see that video going around on social media of the guy double jumping dicks. You seen that yet? A guy apparently double jumped in a fucking Major League Baseball game. He's the first human being to evolve double jumps. What if in 10 years from now we're all doing skill-based movement like wave dashing around town? That'd be sick. Okay. So that is a one-way. So that was my reward for going in there. Okay. There's zombies out here now. What the fuck? Looks like just one, though. That's weird. But if he sees me, he's going to screech, and a bunch more is going to probably pop out. But for now, there is for sure only one. So I should just kill his ass quietly. He can't hear me if I go up behind him fast.
Oh, man.
As long as I'm crouched. Why so man, Ellie? Just that one zombie? Do you see somebody else I don't see? Ooh. Kind of cool they recontextualize this area. Like a random encounter almost. I've already been here before. But now there's a fucking guy running around being a dick. He's somewhere I can kill him now. Stealth cocktail. He's pretty quick. Who is this dude? Can you throw it at my feet, says Dix? Probably, if I had to guess. Just watch that baseball double jump. That's some rad stuff. It really is, J-Bomb, yeah. There are people that have said, that's not a double jump, dog, come on. And to them I say, for one, you're a spoil sport. But for two, I mean, it pretty much is. Like, I can appreciate, look at the, you can see the blood dripping now. That's fucking sick. On the one hand, you know, yeah, you know, it's not like a cartoon double jump, but more than you would think, it is a double jump. Like he literally, you know, he actually gained a small amount of height and also a lot of hang time by way of jumping again. Yeah, he kicked up. He fucking, again, it wasn't, you know, like a fucking hat and time double jump, but he jumped after he jumped in the air after he jumped and managed to, you know, get more verticality and hang time from it. Well, there's more guys around here. Oh, okay, that's kind of fun. 1.3 jumps to stand on. Not quite a double jump, but 1.3 jump. In any case, it was quite impressive, and I thought it was pretty fascinating. And whether or not you agree that it was, you know, a quote-unquote real double jump. Oh, wrong button. I always do that. I think nobody else is around. They're likely to hear that.
Keep focused. Get up that hill.
Okay, so that's the last of the bad guys here. Kind of like they spawned some guys back here for me to kill. That's fun. I like killing guys, dude. Call me crazy. It's like we're actually playing a video game now. I wouldn't mind if they did it more often. Just put guys where I am at so I can fight them. Okay. Here we go. Don't have any resources, though. Again, I don't really need resources. It's just that I wouldn't mind an extra reward to make it feel more game-ish, I guess. Alright, so we've been inside there now. And I've been inside there and there. So we gotta go over here now. This side of the street. And it's a pretty cool clip, guys. Go check it out. But yeah, I can't help but imagine then that maybe it's not so hard to believe that maybe one day we'll be wave dashing. Oh, you guys hear that shit? Once again, I hear somebody, but I don't hear them. It sounds like another shambler, though. I think there he is over there. Okay, there he is. Back by the dumpster is a door. Oh, is there really? Well, I'm kind of caught up here for a minute. They can't see my light. We established that. The guy appears to be by himself. Oh, there's somebody over there, too. Is that another shambler, or is that a runner? It's a runner. He's gonna see me in a minute here if I'm not careful. Okay. So I can kill the runner with stealth. But he's by himself, too. I could just melee him. The wall jump, really, yeah, that wall jump was pretty sick, Dixie. I love that one, too. That was pretty big, what, like 2 or 3 years ago now? Yeah, some kid did some sweet wall kicks. Mario's been real quiet since this happened, huh? Been real quiet, yeah, since this happened. I also have a silent skill, and I could probably use to snipe this walker. I'd rather not. I don't know if these guys have great hearing or not, these fucking shamblers. I should probably try to stealth kill this runner. Where'd he go? I don't see him anymore. Probably gonna upgrade at some point to make Ellie's hearing better. For now, it's not the best. Sometimes I lose. Oh, there's the guy I was trying to find earlier. Let's get in a little bit closer.
Not another one.
Kind of cool she said another one, like she remembers our last encounter we were in. Please don't see me. Oh, he sees me. I think. Unless maybe he's blind.
Fuck.
Is he blind? Maybe he is blind like a clicker. Should you still correct typos even when the message gets across, his dicks? Look at literacy, he's usually bad enough that he doesn't notice errors. Yeah, I really don't. Even if you spell it all right, I'll still misread it anyway. So you can't stealth kill these guys. I heard you can use incendiary bombs, but I think, well, how's my resources looking right now? He can't see me anyway over here, I think. I mean, maybe. I got full resources for an incendiary. Let's just throw one. Maybe his animations are as well significant in terms of him being kind of clicker-esque. Is it really gonna work? It's locked on. There you go. Oh, this man is fucking fine. This dude's good, man. Fuck these incendiary bombs. Oh, they're fucking ass. Didn't do no damage to him, dude. I had to use 2 shots still. I had to use 3 and just done the deed already. Without all the fucking running around. Let's reload. Reload. Anybody else out here want to fight me now? Last time I killed some shamblers, I had to fight more guys. Dude, what a letdown. Shoot the fire hydrants and sticks? Okay. Rest in peace, Sticks. Rest in peace. Garbage ass game, Dicks. Dude, man. Fuck this game. Can't even fucking shoot a fire hydrant open. What the fuck? Just in the camp of caring when I'm proofreading, says Dicks, huh? You proofread messages on fucking Twitch, dog. Fire doesn't DOT, dude. Whatever that means. Employees only. So, there's a door by the dumpster. That's what our friend Tyler said. A dumpster? There's a door? I might sneeze here, guys. Even if I wrote everything correctly, you'd still fuck it up, huh? Or read it in the dumb voice. What dumb voice, Dicks? Oof, thank you guys for your patience. I don't think I've been in here. This is a fucking barber. I missed this. Thank you, Dicks. I need to find a melee weapon that can upgrade. Well, let's go craft another Molotov so I've got more space to grab junk. Flip decoy. Thank you, J-Bomb. So I can grab more shit, which is nice. That's really its own reward. Yeah, the one thing you can't craft is ammo. So using ammo is kind of not a great proposition a lot of the time. So you got jump scared, J-Bomb, by decoy showing up? Holy fuck. How big is this area that I'm in? I'm kind of confused of like where I am and what the fuck. Liquor store. Yeah, so I want to get over there. That's where my objective is. But I have to go all the way around, looks like, which is fine. That was the real decoy, Dix, you're right. There's a door by the dumpster. That's what Tyler said. That's what dumpstery means. Did you like Odyssey? It was okay. To be honest, no. You know what, Dix? You know what, decoy? Dude, you're my fucking dog, dude, alright? We're close, I can tell you. Without fear of retribution, alright? Fuck that game, seriously. We played it for however many streams after playing a Hat in Time. Hat in Time was way better. Alright, I'm not gonna fucking try to hide my feelings anymore. I played the whole game. I was positive while playing it for the most part. Alright, I was fucking trying to be open-minded, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But now that I'm done playing, I mean, when you're playing it, it was fun-ish, right? I was playing it, and it was fun. But now that I'm done playing it, does it have the am I thinking about it the way I'm still about a Hat in Time? No. You know, the game was pretty boring. Honestly, it's pretty boring. Sleep well, J-Bomb. Have a good rest, homeboy. Thank you for coming by and being positive in the chat as always. Being a friendly face and making stuff more fun for the new guys here. Yeah, so that dumpster's where I'm going to go next, I think, Tyler. That's kind of where I'm trying to head to, unless maybe this is where I'm supposed to go. My thinking was that's where I'm supposed to go. Around the back. Seems like a pretty big area. Yeah, you know what? Now that time has passed, guys, I've had time to meditate on it, you know. The whole time I was playing Mario Odyssey, I was thinking to myself, man, this game is fun and everything, but I kind of want to go play more Hat in Time. That game has, again, much more rewarding, like, movement. Much more fun areas. Much more fun collectibles. But, you know, it was still a fun-ish game. It was still a fun game. Just wasn't, like, you know, as good as a Hat in Time. But now that I've been some time away from the game, you know, I'm still thinking about a Hat in Time, and I don't think I don't think about Odyssey at all. It was just a really basic platformer. Like, you know, it was a game that was fun to play for a while, but didn't really leave much of an impression. In that respect, fuck it. After peace and tranquility, Hat Girl double jumps on that fat plumbing foo, says J-Bomb. Yeah, I think that A Hat in Time has a lot going on. I think that A Hat in Time had more to prove. This is something my brother told me, right? We were talking on pizza night, meeting the guys, about Odyssey. And my brother, Cairo, made a pretty good point. And that point was that when you're Nintendo, Mario is a really safe franchise to go for, right? Like, it's a series that's well beloved. You do the same thing over and over again, and it sells really well each time. You know, why mess with success? And if you're A Hat in Time, you have a lot to prove. You gotta prove that you can hang with the big boys. You gotta prove that you bring something to the table. You gotta make a game that nobody just says, why play this? Just play fucking, Mario 64 instead. Just play Banjo instead. They had a lot to demonstrate in terms of, this is why our game deserves to exist. This game is different. It's superior in many respects. We love this genre. We're trying to innovate. We're trying to compete in that respect. Whereas Mario is more of a victory lap. It was like, you know what? We're fucking Mario. Let's make it a great platformer. And they did. If you love platformers, then please play Mario Odyssey. It's a really fun game. Especially if you love Mario. But for me, playing it after Banjo-Kazooie and A Hat in Time, I just feel like I'd much rather spend my time playing A Hat in Time. If you haven't played A Hat in Time yet, play that instead. That game is way better. Bring back Strikers as dicks, huh? That too. I really loved the magic dance from A Hat in Time. Dude, that shit was so good. The Peace and Tranquility dance. That's what J-Bomb pointed out. That shit was sick. This is where I'm supposed to go, looks like. Okay. I think it's going to lead me to the stairs. Dan says, Wii Strikers is so grimy. There's more than one Strikers? I thought Strikers was on GameCube. Was there a sequel on the Wii? Yo, when Dale comes by, he's going to ask for the safe combo, but just walk over to the garage and put it in yourself. Otherwise, he's going to bother you 8 more times. The combo is 30, 82, 65. Someone needs to talk to his wife. I know she wants to think he's going to get better, but it's time to get practical. I heard the WLF have some real doctors at their base. Nobody would blame her for leaving, except Boris, but fuck him. Yeah. Yeah, since you asked, Decoy. Odyssey is a good game. I just didn't like it because I just played a game that was much better. And I think that if someone came to me and said, "What should I play Mario Odyssey?" I would say, play A Hat in Time instead. If you are, a discerning player, right? I think that there's something to be said about Mario Odyssey's approachability. I mean, A Hat in Time's also quite approachable, but Mario Odyssey has more worlds. It has, better graphics. In that respect, it does have something to offer for, a casual player. But if you're a platforming gamer, you love platforming games, I would say that it's worth pointing out that A Hat in Time is, more fun to run and jump in. And to me had, at least as much, if not a little bit more charm. What's up, Bashful? Welcome back, man. I had no idea there was more than one Strikers, huh? Guess that speaks for itself, Dix. Nah, dude, what are you trying to say, Dix? That means you're not a true believer? I don't buy it, dude. If you didn't know it existed, it probably doesn't even exist, to be honest. But I'd rather believe you than a Wikipedia article. Because I know you go hard as fuck on Strikers. Okay, so thank you, Tyler. Tyler's trying to tell me that this is where I'm not supposed to go, which means that's where I should go. I'm saying the Wii Strikers was ass. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to get inside here, but it's locked. That seems mysterious. Oh. Oh. Anything cool in here? Some resource. I love these pills lately. I love these pills, man. I think that they're spaced out such that because I just got a new manual, right? I got new manuals, they're giving me a lot of pills to learn some new skills with. What's this? Where's the safe anyway? You lie. It was Boris. I saw him shoot that WLF patrol against their own van. Jesus, I get it. They killed his daughter, but he just signed our death warrant. We have one chance out of this. We turn him in. I know he's your friend, but if those wolves shot that girl over some graffiti, think of what they'll do to all of us if they think we're harboring the killer of 3 of their own. Let's meet at the usual place after curfew. Oh, they're gonna betray Boris? Oh my god. Is that a sports game? I think it is, Bashful. I think Mario Strikers is like a footy game, right? They play footy in the Mario universe. You get to play as, like, Princess Peach and shit. Kick a ball around. Wouldn't mind having a new melee weapon so I can spend some of these skizzers that I got. Where is the safe? There's a rumored safe somewhere. But I haven't seen it personally. Now when you say football slash soccer, is that something as footy? I think it's a game of footy. Ball kicking bashful. Some guys paid a lot of fucking money for that kind of service. So this would be a good spot for a safe, but no safe. Maybe in here under the counter. Also a good spot for a safe. If you were hiding a safe. But no safe. Game was dope. You could kick supercharged balls at each other and blast people. What's up, Vince? Is this better or worse than Uncharted? Worse than Uncharted. I can say that with confidence. It's like Uncharted if it was less fun, but more like survival horror. So imagine like an Uncharted, but slowed down. You know, that kind of, you know, I think Uncharted was just more fun for me there. I like, you know, survival horror aspects, but considering, you know, Uncharted was already pretty boring in so many parts, I gotta say that slowing it down even further to put, like, you know, crafting and resource management in, I don't know. To me, it's not as much fun. Slow sharded if you will. Less fun than Uncharted, says Vince. Oh my god. In the end, I enjoyed Uncharted, you know, in many parts. I wouldn't say I enjoyed them overall, per hour, but I enjoyed many parts. In this game, you know, I enjoy some parts, but the parts I enjoy the most are the ones that come the closest to being as good as Uncharted. Which is not a stellar review from ya boy. It's a fun little puzzle mechanic in this game, though, Vince, where you have, like, safes. It is the most basic gameplay idea. But, again, I fuck with that shit. And it is that there are safes to find, and they often have, like, little riddles or otherwise, you know, notes you have to find to get their combinations. And right now I have a combination, but I need to find a safe. I'm kind of having fun in that respect, trying to find a safe. I like looking around and trying to find stuff. Let's go fight some zombies, though. I can't think of any safe I've seen in a long time. It's kind of disconcerting, actually. That place is full of zombies. That's decent, but also I too played Deus Ex 15 years ago, Naughty Dog. Yeah, exactly. It's really basic. It's better than fucking nothing. But I also kind of feel like not a lot of games really exercise that sort of mechanic, and I think that more should. The first Uncharted was a slog for me, so I didn't feel too motivated to play the rest. That was my same thing, Bashful. I played the first game and I fucking hated it. So much so that I swore off the whole series. Then I, on stream, played the rest of them, and actually, they get, like, insanely good. And I want to stress, I don't mean that overall any game is insanely good in that series. In fact, they're overall pretty ass. But there are parts of some of those games that are so good, it's like, what is this doing in this game? Why is this part that's so good even in this game? This game is so ass overall. But there are some parts of the, like, especially as the series went on, like in part 4 and shit, as it went on, I was like, wow, this is fucking sick. This is some genius gameplay. Like, this is some shit I've never seen before in my life. They're actually innovating in really genius ways. But it was just way too, those parts were way too short and way too few and far between to really make the whole series worth playing or anything. Or even any individual game worth playing. But I would be remiss to say that I didn't have some respect for the franchise after playing the whole series. There were parts that I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Uncharted 2 is just Uncharted 1 again, with slightly upgraded graphics, as Vince. Yeah, I got a lot of love for Uncharted 2 in the chat. For me, 2 is when the series started to, like, make that first toe. They had toeing the line in terms of, like, getting good. And Vince is right. It's just Uncharted 1 better graphics, but I do think that that's when they started to have these ideas, right? The first game had no ideas. The second game has ideas. They're just not really that well implemented. Once you get to 3, which might be my overall favorite per hour was 3. And then 4 is a little bit slower, unfortunately, but it has some pretty cool new mechanics. And then Lost Legacy has the best gameplay in the series, such that I was, again, kind of shocked by how much fun I was having and how fresh the mechanics were. But it's a very small part of the game. It's mostly just boring Uncharted bullshit. So there's a lot of peeps in there. But they're not like, well, Well, if I open the door, they're gonna see me, right? They think they want me to place like a bomb or something. That's what they want me to do here. I've got bombs and shit. Not sure which of these is the bomb. Can I see what it's gonna be? She lights this. That's a smoke bomb. This is my grenade, or my mine. The problem is, am I gonna trigger my own grenade though? Is that a thing you can do in this game? Like, if I can trigger it myself, I'm gonna open this door and put one down. When I got to the last hour of the game and it suddenly switched from the thing I had been fighting the entire game to a dumb, annoying monster, yeah, that part sucked ass. Exactly the first one did. I decided I didn't need to play the games anymore. Vince, you're well justified in that, dude. Kind of like me and my love for FF13, my favorite in the whole series, guys. The game that legendarily gets good 40 hours in. Okay, I hated that game. I forced myself to play it. It sucked for 40 hours. And then that hour 40, it got good, dude. It got real good. It got so good that it changed my perspective on video games. That being said, does that mean it's a good game? Does that mean that I would recommend anybody else play it? No. No one should have to wait that long for the game to get good. But I forced myself to play it, and I was rewarded. But it doesn't mean it's a good game, overall. I love it. Come here, dude. Come here, come here, come here. That's a lot of dudes. Oh, they're fast. Oh, this is not good. That's a lot of dudes. I need to, get my... I wish I could use the D-pad and unlock my, incendiary. Here we go. What the hell? That was sick. Ooh, boy. I think he's the last one. Oh, I got him stunned there. Ugh. So I used up a lot of my health there. Heal this. Yeah, Vince. I think that for me, 13 was a bugbear. My legend for 13 is that, you know, I loved FF as a series until 13. When it came out, I played it with a lot of excitement and a lot of hype, and I felt very betrayed by it. It being so bad that I kind of fell out of love with JRPGs entirely. And years later, like 10 years later, whatever, I finally was enticed to play World of Final Fantasy, the Pokemon Final Fantasy game. That game was so much fun. It made me love the franchise again so much that I decided I had to play 13 again to kind of get past that demon, just to slay that demon, right? Just to, you know, play it and shit on it and get over it. But I ended up falling in love with it. Man, I love the fuck out of that game now. And the whole series, I love that series. FF13, 1, 2, and 3. 3 especially is amazing. But again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to someone who's looking for a good Final Fantasy to play, even though it's my favorite. Because even at its best, it's kind of divisive in terms of whether the mechanics will speak to you or not. But at its worst, I mean, it's you know, 40 fucking hours of straight up, barely tolerable garbage. So it's a hard sell for sure. Likewise, that's what I mean when I say that, you know, Uncharted 1, I stopped playing the whole series after that. I fucking hated it. Uncharted 2, you know, I liked a little more than 1, but likewise, pretty much hated it. I think in 3, I started to kind of understand what they were going for a little bit with 3. And then in 4, I kind of felt much more comfortable with my understanding of, you know, what they were kind of imagining for the gameplay. And Lost Legacy, again, I think Lost Legacy's Chapter 1, which is the open world chapter, has some of the best gameplay I've ever seen in my life. Like, the gameplay was kind of shocking with their vision for it. It's kind of like the kind of the magnum opus of what Uncharted was kind of going for as a series. But all the games, no matter how good they ever got, they were all mostly boring slogs. That's a fact. It's just that in the later games especially, there were some parts that I was like, whoa! Wow! Holy fuck! What an awesome fucking idea for a game. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm just imagining it right now as I'm reminiscing about it. Lost Legacy, that open world chapter. Wow. But, oh, here's the fucking safe, finally. Man, my surround sound speakers keep trolling me, says Bashful. I thought that yelling was coming from outside my window. Damn, Bashful, that's scary as fuck. I don't really love that Final Fantasy, so I feel like I should try the ones that FF players don't like, says Vince. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the problem with FF13, Vince. The story is really dumb. And the gameplay is really, really linear until you hit the 40-hour mark where it opens up a little bit. But what I think is the most profoundly terrible thing about FF13 that I think is it just echoes throughout history of, the history of game design. I've never seen a thing like this, I think. And that is that the linearity of that game is so profound that it goes so far beyond just the story and the way you progress through areas that it saturates the gameplay to a level that for the first 40 hours of the game, you can't do anything. You can't do, even in combat, you can't do anything. Every enemy has one way to beat them, and that way to beat them is telegraphed to you very clearly, such that you kind of just have to do the thing for the whole game. And it's shocking. It's like, were they on some shit when they made this? Was this their vision? Was this their vision? Like you said, Bashful, it's like an ideal. Having played the game, and I've fallen in love with it, I have gone on many, many rants to my homies about 13 and my theories about its development and the auteur aspect of it and the vision of it. Is it a metaphor? Is it so terrible because it's like a meta thing? Was it intentional? All these things, that having played it for so long and loved it so much, I have all these crazy crackpot theories about it. But suffice to say that it's widely hated for a very good reason. Whether or not there was some kind of profundity, some kind of genius that went into it being so terrible for 40 hours is a whole separate matter. But suffice to say that, boy, the first half of that game is just really hard to deal with because it is so much just having to do the thing for so long. And again, it's not very intelligent either. Like, the story and the characters are not really that enjoyable. But then once the game opens up, it's sort of like a revelation. Sorry for going on a side rant here, guys, but I love the game so much. I must go on a little rant here. It's almost like the first 40 hours were so linear as a way to convey, like, the narrative themes. Again, but at the risk of going to spoilers, like, the first whole part of the game takes place in this fascist society. Is it a coincidence that the gameplay itself, you can't do anything but what you're supposed to do? And then as the characters narratively sort of begin to sort of question their environment and their motivations and whether or not they're down with this whole situation, then suddenly, for the first time in the whole game, 25 hours in, a door opens behind you. For the whole game, Vince. You open a door and close it, and it's locked. Right? Just as a gameplay contrivance. Because the game is so profoundly linear, it just makes sense that you would never want to go back for anything. So it just locks behind you. And then at 25 hours in, a door unlocks, click behind you. I was like, what? Why now? Why would the door open? I go back there, and is there anything new back there? No. It's just the same place I just was. But for the first time in the whole game, I can go back. Again, that ties in narratively with the characters becoming more liberated, like psychologically, I guess. And then is it a coincidence then that at the 40-hour mark, exactly, the characters finally escape, this life they've led, this kingdom they're stuck in, this super sci-fi kingdom, and they're suddenly in this, much more natural plains, jungles, forests. They go to the natural essentially, right? And the game opens up, and suddenly now for the first time in the whole game, you don't necessarily have like a singular objective. And you can explore now. And suddenly, at this point, the tutorial is finally finished. 40 hours in, the tutorial is done. And you have all these cool combat gameplay mechanics finally available to play with. For the first time, you can actually fight monsters where you want to fight them. And then you fight a wider variety of monsters that require you to use more strategies. There's more thought involved. Wow, it's crazy. Anyway, guys, it's FF13 I'm talking about. I'm ranting about Final Fantasy here. The game is just so weird. On board Roberbo? I'm sorry. I haven't seen that name before. Hope you're having a mighty fine night, dude. Let's open this safe, guys. Sorry for going on a little side rant there. I'm very easily baited when it comes to FF13. That's a game that I think about all the time. Let's go check my notes. Turn in Boris. Is this a note? No. Tails combo. Here we go. 30, 82, 65. Let's do it. $30, 82, 65. Yeah, Vince, a lot of Final Fantasy games do that. I think that people were pissed off, 8265. People were pissed off by it because it's such an extreme. It's such an extreme. Yeah, so FF7 is very linear at the start. FF10, very linear at the start, right? And I think that people theorized in the time, and they might be right, that the reason why 13 is that way is that they were ironically trying to double down on what the franchise was known for. They're trying to make it more like Final Fantasy. And in doing that, they sort of trimmed a lot of the other stuff out they thought was kind of inessential, or so the theory goes, and it pissed people off. They tried to streamline it, essentially, and trying to make it like the most pure Final Fantasy in many respects. And so, yeah, so it definitely had that in common with a lot of Final Fantasy games, a lot of RPGs in general, a lot of games in general, right? They start off more linear and they kind of open up, start off more limited and they open up. But the thing is it's such an extreme. It's such an extreme. There's no deviation allowed ever. There's no, like, towns or anything to explore. There's no NPCs to talk to. It's just you gotta go where you're supposed to go and do it. Every environment is a hallway, and then again, like I said, I would be remiss to go on a FF13 rant and not mention that for the first 40 hours, the combat is so restrictive. It's so restrictive. Like, you can,
Locked in here for years.
all you can do is just the thing. You can't do nothing. You can't really lose because you got to do the thing, and you always win as long as you do the thing, but you don't get to choose what it is at all, ever. There's no strategy involved. It's got to respond to the stimulus with the correct response, which is pretty much always the same response. People were pissed off, rightfully so. Like, it's mind-numbing is what it is. For so long. It's mind-numbing. But then when the game opens up, it's like, you realize it's somehow the same game mechanically. It's just that now you can finally do the stuff that the whole game is kind of, you know, teasing you about, and it all comes together in a way that's extremely interesting and subtle and clever. And goddamn, do I enjoy me some FF13 in the latter half in terms of hunting monsters and leveling up and getting new powers and all that shit. It's so much fun. But yeah, the game is half of it is just you can't do nothing. Pretty sure only people's opinions are divisive. Some people hate it. Some people favorite or top tiers is Burbo. Yeah, I've heard that some people, you know, in its era, it got great reviews. In its era, FF13 got 10 out of 10 scores everywhere, except that players hated it so much. But all the reviewing magazines thought it was great. That was a very early, in one of my early situations, I was kind of disillusioned by, you know, the gaming press. You know, Final Fantasy, a very high budget game, big legendary publisher. And it was kind of like they couldn't say it was bad, even though it was super, super terrible. But these days, it's got very few fans. And it's widely hated, and I would say for good reason. Even though, again, it's my favorite Final Fantasy game, and I've played a lot of them, and I love that franchise. But, yeah, to me, FF13 is got some really clever ideas. And those ideas were explored further in the sequels, especially 13.3. 13.3 was sort of like, you know, everything I loved about 13 without all the bad shit. Half-Life 2, I've not, Vince. I don't play shooting games, so I've never tried it. I've never even played Half-Life 1 or 2. I know those are classics that I should probably try at some point. I got a long way to go, though. I played Duke Nukem 3D for the first time ever on stream, Vince, a few years ago. That was fun. Haven't got around to playing Doom yet. But yeah, I do want to play Half-Life at some point. It's hilariously linear, says Vince, huh? Yeah, I don't doubt it. That's true for pretty much all shooting games, right? Vince even made a point about, you know, Call of Duty. People playing that game, they're complaining about FF being linear. But, you know, again, in their defense, in Call of Duty, there is some subtlety to playing in a linear environment. A head pops up. You got to at least pull the cursor toward it and pull the trigger, right? That's, you know, you at least got to do that. there is some skill involved in that. Whereas in FF14, man, FF13, when you talk about the gameplay being linear, like the exploration is linear, sure. Storyline, linear, obviously. But the combat, the menu-driven combat being so linear that you can't even pretend. Like in other Final Fantasy games, oftentimes the combat is pretty simple, honestly. Much more than you would expect from looking at it at the surface. Once you break it down, the menus are pretty simplistic. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do. But in 13, you really can't do nothing. It's a balls deep. Half-Life 2 still holds up as one of the greatest ever, says balls deep. Vince's big disagree. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played them. I'm also not really into shooting games that much anyway. But I'd be curious to try them just because they're legendary games. I like to play legendary games and kind of develop my own opinions on them. How you doing, balls deep? People that play COD for the story are wild as dicks. I hope that's nobody, dude. Honestly, I hope that's nobody. Who plays COD for the story? Not one human being, I hope. Right? There are those that play it for the single-player experience because they're scared to play online or whatever. I understand that. But for the story itself, I don't know. Dan says, new Halo coming, huh? It's like, fine, but I think the Half-Life games are mad overrated, huh? And I played them when they were new. Yeah, I don't know. I can hardly imagine what they could do to be so legendary, but I'm not really in love with the genre anyway. So it can be kind of hard for me to judge in terms of, how does it compare to the classics in the franchise, in the genre. Balls Deep is doing well. Happy to hear that, Balls Deep. I'm doing well as well. I'm having fun ranting like crazy tonight. We have, like, literally every rant you could rant about, I've already ranted about. And it's not even 2 o'clock in the morning yet. We have made some okay progress in the game, but mostly just me ranting my head off. COD 4 story was good, says Shiva Jones. That may be true. But, so good to kind of drive a player to play it just for the story? I don't know. I never played it myself. Let me preface that. I have not played COD 4 or any COD. I don't think that Vince's point is that none of the games have a decent story. I think his point is that people that go out and spend $60 on the game and then play it and don't really fuck with the multiplayer at all, they're just playing it. I think it was actually Dick said this. They don't play it for the multiplayer at all. They're just there to enjoy the story. That seems kind of weird. I enjoy it, balls deep. I kind of get away with a lot on this channel. People enjoy the rants. Majora's Mask, I have not, Vince. I still could probably rant about more stuff.
Just in case.
Let's look at some arrows, even though I don't have a bow yet. I'd argue the whole trilogy was lit, says Connor, huh? The Madoka rant. We kind of almost on a baby rant about Madoka, Bashful. We tried to get Connor to watch Madoka. Connor, Dandy Dante gameplay in the chat. He's been feeling kind of down in the dumps lately. I recommend he watch some anime to make himself cheer up a little bit. Maybe. And offered that you guys to give him some recommendations. We heard Rurouni Kenshin in the chat. Watch some Kenshin. I said Madoka. I'm sure plenty of people who played and enjoyed the campaign. I liked some of them too. But it's weird comparing it to like FF13, says Dix. 13's story is fucking garbage as hell. I love that game and I don't remember the story. I think I blocked it out. So I couldn't remember it.
Well,
I remember the plot of the sequels, but not the first game. In a really bizarre way, the sequels have nothing to do with the main game, like at all, even though they're all the same characters. Hope is cute though. You play FF13 too, Dix? Hope it got a huge level up in that game. The Vencabot podcast, sitting around and ranting.